on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday. Evan and Tiki are on The Fan for the next 4 hours. I have to admit, I usually get my homework done very early, but I promised for the last week that today at 12 o'clock I will unveil my big board of quarterbacks I prefer for the New York Jets. I still have some finishing touches, but by 12 noon today, the Jets quarterback big board will be revealed at 12 noon.
You're procrastinating.
It's not even procrastinating. It's tough.
It is.
It's hard
You're
work.
Procrastinating. You don't want to come to the realization that you're screwed.
The Jets are a sewer.
Good point.
Carlos Mendoza had a fun conversation with Big Mac and Craig. We'll analyze that a little bit later on, so we have a lot to do.
And if you missed it, it's on the Rico.
Yeah, for some reason, the Rico Bronya podcast feed posted that.
I know.
And I always get complaints about that. Not that particular interview, because it's a good one and it's Met-related.
It was good. It was worth it.
Definitely. But sometimes they put things on the Rico Bronya podcast feed, like they'll put one giant step. And it's like, wait a second.
Really?
I'm just kidding. I don't know if they do that. I do want to apologize because I said something yesterday very early in the show that I turned out to be very wrong about. I said that Tony Clark resigning was the most interesting story because of its impact on a potential work stoppage, but kind of boring that he's resigning about this lawsuit. And then after we signed off the air, he is still resigning about the lawsuit, I guess, technically. But the Players Association did an internal investigation, and it revealed, quote, an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, which has created a debate that's been going on now for 18 hours. We have not had a chance to chime in, which is, what's worse? If it was his wife's sister or if it was his brother's wife.
Right.
So let's just get that out of the way because I know that's the hot topic in America. Which is worse, Tiki?
It's got to be brother's wife.
Completely agree with you.
Got to be.
Open and shut.
Not even close.
Because it's affecting your family too.
Yes.
Like if you're messing around with your wife's sister, that's a mess up in their family. So yes, you're going to have a divorce. It's going to be ugly and all that. But that's a family dynamic that's screwed up forever.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's your brother's wife, bro.
Right. Yeah, that's just, I mean, now your brother wants to beat you.
Yes. And the thing that I found funny, and Sean and I have this in common, is that the only sister-in-law we have is neither of those scenarios.
Yes.
I don't have a brother, and my wife doesn't have a sister. So my one sister-in-law is the innocuous, my wife's brother's wife. And I think everyone agrees,
yeah,
no biggie.
it's like removed. It's removed.
No biggie.
No biggie. I have both, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, because obviously my brother's wife, Claudia, and then my wife's sister, Bridget.
All right.
So
inappropriate question. Which would be worse in your mind? Which would affect your life?
Clearly, brother's wife.
Yeah,
it's clearly.
Yeah. I completely agree. So I think we put that to bed. I think but it's funny how the way I worded it was, it's such a boring story.
It is not a boring story.
And now it's the most non-boring story ever. But my first reaction yesterday, when you think of the baseball aspect of it, when you think of the CBA aspect of it, and I heard a lot of people repeat this because it's true, it's not me creating something, is that the owners, led by Rob Manfred, are going to smell blood. Because right now, the Players Association are going to vote on an interim head, and they are going to sense that this union has cracks in it. Yeah. And so my belief today is that there's a greater chance we're going to have a work stoppage than it was 3 days ago. So from a baseball standpoint, I look at this as a bad day for those that don't want to miss games next year.
Because the owners, and what you're saying is the owners now think because Tony Clark is out, they don't have the head in charge right now because they're voting on whoever the interim is going to be, that the owners can now feel like they have the leverage, the power.
They feel like they can break the union easily.
Right. And if they all are desperate for a cap, not all owners are, because I don't think Steve Cohen is, even though we heard Steve Cohen say, yeah, sometimes I do what's best for them, or I'll do what's right for them sometimes, whatever he said. It feels like the majority of the owners want a cap.
Yeah. And I think that anyone who is afraid of, well, this is going to be a lengthy war, they may look at the uncertainty in the Players Association and say, no, we're going to break them. And so that's why once you get past, the craziness of why Tony Clark resigned and the inappropriate relationship and the lawsuit, I look at us a year from now and I am more worried about not having baseball today because I think the owners are laughing about this. I think they're having a good time.
Right.
And I think they smell blood. And I think they will probably be more aggressive based on the uncertainty of the Players Association.
If I had to guess right now whether or not baseball is missing games in 2027, my answer is yes, they are. And it's partly because of what you're saying, but I think it's also because of who potentially is going to be the interim and maybe even full-time director of the executive director of the Players Association, because it feels like they want Bruce Meyer to be the guy.
And Bruce Meyer was the lead negotiator the last time.
Bruce Meyer was the one who did all of the talking back and forth.
So why would that make it worse?
It wasn't Tony. It was more Bruce.
Gotcha.
It would make it worse because Bruce Meyer wants to miss games.
What?
He wants to miss games.
He wants to miss games?
This is what he said last time.
Oh, geez.
This is from the last bargaining agreement. This is a quote. Some players, this was a letter that he sent to the players. Some players emerged from bargaining disappointed that we did not accomplish more, and in particular, that we did not miss games to see if more gains could be made.
Ugh.
To be clear, I, meaning this Bruce Meyer, I sympathized and still do with these players in this position. This position meaning we need to miss games to get more gains. So if you had to ask me, and Bruce Meyer was almost voted in yesterday, but they delayed it because they want to rethink this from a player standpoint. If he becomes the interim executive director and he's the one come December that's talking to Major League Baseball, the owners about this, they're going to miss games.
Jeez.
It feels clear right now.
That's worse than I imagined.
They're going to miss games.
Yeah.
So it's as crazy as it sounds, both sides are pushing to miss games.
Yeah.
Because
just to see what the other side does.
Yes.
Like if they break.
Who's going to break quicker? Is it the billionaire owners, or is it the players who some of whom will be making nothing?
Wow. So this is definitely worth keeping an eye on who they name as the interim head, because if it is Bruce Meyer, that's horrible news for those that actually don't want to miss baseball games, because he sounds like a hawk. He sounds like somebody who's ready to fight.
That's exactly right.
And keep it in mind, if they didn't like last time CBA from a player perspective, can you only imagine how they're going to react to what the owners are going to push for now?
Yeah.
Because if they're pushing for a salary cap, I've always said it's a nuclear war. It's the nuclear button. Like, we're not going to see baseball for a very long time. And I think it's time for us to just be on record with this. Like, you played in a salary cap league. Yep. I respect that. And I know that the NFL has a cap and the NBA has a cap and the NHL has a cap. Putting aside missing a season and the war to end all wars, do you think baseball should have a salary cap?
I think baseball should have restrictions on contract structure. I don't necessarily believe that they should have a cap, but when they allowed, this is a long answer to a short question. It's easy. The short answer is no.
Okay.
But when they started to allow, and this is all sports, by the way, but in other sports like football, there is a cap, so it doesn't matter as much. When they started allowing private equity firms to become investors in sports franchises, the sport franchise is such a tiny part of that otherwise massive portfolio. And so, could you lose money on it? Sure. Are you worried about it? No. If you're an individual owner of a franchise and you lose money consistently, you're going to be worried about it.
Right.
And so what's happened because of the private equity involvement in professional sports is especially in an uncapped sport like baseball, the Dodgers can go spend, I don't know, $500 million, $1 billion forward down the line that's not affecting anything currently, and they don't have to worry about it. And in fact, because all of that money, say Shohei Ohtani's money that's deferred, it's not sitting in Shohei Ohtani's escrow account. It's sitting in the Dodgers' escrow account. Right. And so they're making money on the money that they're not paying Shohei Ohtani.
So can't you do that?
So the structure that's allowed in baseball is what I have a problem with. I do think there needs to be a floor. There has to be a floor.
The problem is, I think we all agree there should be a floor, but with a floor comes a cap. That's what the owners will tell you. That's what the players will tell you. They'll believe that the floor is the beginning to then imposing a cap.
No, I think the floor, what the floor does, and we see this in the NFL. I'm speaking from the personal experience that I had and from the league that I was in. There was a minimum salary.
Yes.
Like you make the team, guess what? You're making whatever it is now. I mean, when I was playing, it was like, I don't know, $200,000. It's probably close to like $500,000 or even maybe $1 million, especially for veterans. There's a minimum salary that you make, and you feel, okay, I'm being rewarded for making this team. In baseball, you don't have that.
Well, they have a minimum salary. It's actually really high, but they don't have a minimum salary for an entire franchise.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
So you have a team like the Marlins with a $50 million payroll.
Right.
Like, I've been thinking about the cap long and hard because I know that this is the war that's about to be fought. If you tell me and wake me up and say, all right, Evan, baseball's got a salary cap, I'll be fine. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's needed, but I'm not anti-cap and that, oh my God, that's the worst thing ever.
Right.
What I am anti is shutting down the season for the potential of a cap. What I'm anti, and I ask this to any single person out there. Potential of a cap. Like you could blow the season up and get nothing out of it, Deke. I watched that happen.
Right.
The 1994 World Series was canceled for what reason, ladies and gentlemen? What changed in 1995? The answer is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is nothing.
So the fact
they blew it up and nothing changed. That's the reality. That's my reality that I live through. So when you tell me, but Evan, we'll come out of the darkness with a better structure. How do you even know that?
Okay, but the question becomes, who's it better for?
Which part? The salary cap?
Yeah. Who is that better for?
I think it's better for the health of the league and the competitive balance of the league.
Yes.
I think the way the cap is structured, it may not necessarily stop the Mets and the Yankees from spending. Look at the NBA. They're still big market and small market teams, even though they have a cap. The Warriors didn't mind paying an obscene luxury tax,
Right.
but the Thunder do.
Yes.
And so the Thunder can win, but they stop short. The reason they moved on from James Harden all those years ago wasn't because they saw that he was dribble, fat, or that he loved strip clubs. It's because they didn't want to pay the luxury tax.
Right.
So I think the structure could still benefit big market teams. But yes, I understand trying to make things competitive. My biggest fear is that just because you blow it up doesn't mean you're getting something better. I lived the 94 strike.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I can't get over. It's not missing the World Series. My team wasn't even in it. And as much as that sucked, that's not the thing that bothers me the most about 94. What bothers me the most is you sons of bitches blew it up and you changed nothing. We came back in April of 95 under the same format, and you got ordered to do it by a future Supreme Court justice. So for everyone out there, and I get passionate about this because I've heard Sean, and I respect you, say, hey, I want a salary cap.
Right.
And I've asked you, Sean, would you give up a season for a salary cap? Forget where you work. I want you to take out Odyssey and how it impacts our radio station and how it impacts you. Would you give up a baseball season for a salary cap?
Yes.
My problem with you isn't that thought. It's that I don't trust these bastards who will shut it down for a year that anything's going to change. Well, and that's what I'm not willing to do.
Okay. I agree with you. If they shut it down for a year and the fight is the salary cap and we lose baseball and then don't get the payoff, of course, Evan, I'm with you. But I have to trust, and I know that's a hard word to have, that the reason you're shutting it down is we are getting this done, and you're shutting it down because eventually you as the owners believe the players will be the ones that blink because they're not getting
Believe. Did you hear what Tiki just said about the guy who could be running the Players Association? We need to miss games. We got to test them.
Right. Yeah.
They may test the crap out of each other, and nothing will change, and we'll be sitting there holding the bag having missed half a season or an entire season.
I understand that, but I think for the rest of my life, I would rather take the chance that I get Major League Baseball with a salary cap because I have proof in the other three
Now,
sports.
why do you want a salary cap?
Okay, so...
Because of competitive balance?
Yeah, and when I say salary cap, I feel like this didn't need to be said, but now it feels like we're in a place where it does need to be said. It does matter a salary floor. I don't like that those other teams kind of just stash all the revenue sharing in their pocket.
Right.
So I want to balance in there. I do think that what we've seen from the Dodgers, even with the deferred money, is only just the beginning, and it is nothing like what the Yankees used to do, and you've brought this up with the
100%.
Evil Empire. I just think it's atrocious that we're already at a spot where we're looking at two guys. Let's just take this. Paul Skeens and Tariq Skubal, and we know they're landing in only one of four places. Like, that is not healthy for the sport. And for you to say, well, they're only going to land in those four places anyway, well, that's fine, but then some of those other guys on those rosters aren't going to be there.
Right.
I think it sucks when I try talking Major League Baseball and I'm other fan bases just don't care as much because there's only 6 of us that really feel like we're invested in it every offseason. And that's not good for the sport. And it's good for the other 3 sports. And I know they're structured differently.
Yeah.
But it's just better for the health of the game, in my opinion.
Look, you're right, but there are alternate ways to winning championships, but they're harder.
Yes.
We got to draft well. We have to have the right farm system. We have to have a competent pitching lab. Whatever those things you want to talk about that happen behind the scenes and the farm systems, you got to have all of that. And then guys got to stay healthy. That's the only way you're doing it without spending money. The way that the Dodgers do, the way that the Yankees even do, the Mets do, all the teams that are in the top 5 or 6 of spending every single year, the same teams over and over and over again. And to Sean's point, but to do it the other way, meaning, hey, we're going to grind our way, like the Tampa Rays tried to do. We're just going to do it, small piece. We're going to build this thing by culture and hard work. It doesn't work. It's a star-driven league, and we know this.
It makes it more difficult. It doesn't make it impossible because you mentioned the Rays have been in a World Series.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Royals were a small market team.
Yeah, but they were there and gone.
No, I agree. It goes quickly. By the way, the Mets were a small market team when they were in the World Series in 2015. People forget that. Check where they were ranked payroll-wise.
Yeah, no, you're
right.
They
were not a big market team. They didn't buy their way to a World Series. All you got to do is look at that roster. You're right. It makes it more difficult. And I'm not even going to argue that I can't wake up in a world with a salary cap. I'm so used to it in the other sports.
Yes.
And I understand your perspective of improving the small market teams' opportunities to win. I just cannot wrap my head around what it's going to take to potentially get it. And that's the thing I won't accept.
Right. That you're talking about the missed time.
Yes,
the inevitable missed time.
We're not getting this in a peaceful way.
Yeah.
We're just not. We're not getting it in a, oh, yeah, we should add a cap. No, you're right. Oh, we only missed a week of the season. Let's go. That's not happening. And that's the point I've stressed for weeks and months on why I don't think there'll ever be a salary cap. Because I don't think at the end of the day, as worried as I get about it, as much as I just screamed a few minutes before, I don't think these owners and these players actually have the balls to pull the trigger. And I'm not daring them because I don't want them to. But ultimately, they'll settle on something. And so my biggest fear is, all right, Bruce Meyer.
Yeah.
Myers or Meyer?
Meyer.
Meyer gets the job. Tiki just revealed to us, I didn't realize, he's a Hawk. He basically was disappointed during the last cycle that they didn't miss games.
Right.
All right, Hawk leads the players, Rob Manfred leads the owners, and they fight. And now we're in June. Nothing's changed, and they both get cold feet. They make minor concessions, and now we're starting the season on July 1st, and we got nothing.
Right.
Like, that's the thing that drives me nuts. And if I sound like I'm battered from the past, I am.
Yeah, one side has to be convinced one way or the other. And how is that happening?
Something has to change. Otherwise, how could you possibly miss a chunk of games? I'm going to use hockey as an example. They sat out an entire season. And as much as that pained the hockey fan, they came back and everything was different. There was a salary cap.
Right.
Ranger fans would argue that actually benefited them because they wouldn't spend as stupidly as they did.
Yep.
And so there's a new world of hockey. I am not convinced that this nuclear winter baseball's facing next year leads to anything changing. And to me, that's the worst case scenario. We miss time, we miss a season, and then it's the same old, same old. And that's what I'm afraid of. And that's why whenever we talk about this, I'm very passionate about, I'm mad at Manfred. Now I'm scared of Bruce Meyer.
Right.
Because I feel like they're going to nuke it and nothing's going to change. And
You're scared.
Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be? Should I not be?
Aren't you always scared in life with anything that comes with like change with no guarantees, though, Evan?
But here's the other thing, Sean.
Yeah. I mean, it's profound.
Nothing
it's a good
changes
point.
without an element of scariness.
Yeah.
This isn't the Revolutionary War, okay? We're not looking for freedom from the Brits, okay? I can live in a baseball world where there's no salary cap.
You can because Steve Cohen's your owner. I can because Hal Steinbrenner's my owner.
No.
What about 26 other franchises?
Tell those 26 cheap-ass owners to start spending more. I'm so sick and tired of pinning this on Steve Cohen or Hal Steinbrenner or the Dodgers.
But
they don't spend enough. They don't do enough, and that's on them.
Well, I can't fully back what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I can't back it because I have no idea. We, Baseball, we have no idea what their books actually look like.
And they won't show it to us.
They won't, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't have to. It's not how they're regulated. But we don't know how much money they're making or not making or potentially losing. Like Steve Cohen's even told us he's lost money. Like they lose money with how they spend. But it's not important to him because he's trying to build something that's going to outlast it and ultimately make a significant return for him. But if you're a smaller market team that doesn't have guaranteed revenue and you're not putting 38 to 40,000 people in your stadium every day, revenue becomes the issue. Like bottom line becomes the issue. So I hear what you're saying, spend money, but you're saying spend money without the guarantee that you're going to make money. That's why these smaller market teams are not spending the same amount.
But until they show us their financials, you can't ask me to just assume what you're saying. You're making an assumption. Now, so am I. We're both making assumptions, but I've got no proof that they're really poor and they can't make money if they're more aggressive in not just free agency, but retaining their own players.
Right.
That's the biggest misnomer. I'll show you when we come back on how free agency is actually detrimental to big market teams. But we'll get to your phone calls because I am curious to those out there, even in a big market like New York, who want a salary cap. As much as you want it, are you willing to blow up a season? Like, are you willing to eschew an entire baseball season to have the landscape of it change? Is that really worth it to you? We'll get to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. It's actually two major stories. It's the salary cap, and it's which sister-in-law's worse to hook up with. It's the most incredible sports story going because it involves two completely different things. We'll get to your calls next, 888-808-1019. We'll analyze what Carlos Mendoza had to say, and my Jets quarterback big board will be unveiled at 12 o'clock. It is another busy day in February on The Fan. We're also live from the Town Fair Tire studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This portion of the program was sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling. There's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
This February at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, love is in the air with our $100,000 Roll into Romance drawing. Be here on Fridays in February from 3 to 7 p.m. when each hour one lucky guest is drawn to roll the dice for a shot at winning up to $5,000. Earn entry starting at 2 p.m. Club members can earn up to 5 times entry multipliers at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Where you learn matters. At Monmouth University, students study on a vibrant coastal campus with direct access to research, culture, and industry. From classrooms to competition, from creativity to career prep, Monmouth offers a vantage point shaped by location and purpose, blending a personalized learning experience with Division I pride and a rising national profile. Bigger thinking, more inspired. You amplified. Amplify your future at Monmouth University. Learn more at monmouth.edu/amplified.
Hi, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I've talked about how a construction accident took my father's leg. The heavy prosthetic he wore looked nothing like the high-tech limbs we have today. It was crude wood and metal, held together by bolts that dug into his skin and left painful ulcers. But the thing I remember about my dad is how he never complained. He put on his prosthetic leg and he went to work. He coached my baseball teams, danced, sang karaoke, and even loved to travel. He may have limped, but he always held his head up high and he lived with dignity. At D'Agostino & Associates, I spent over 35 years building a law firm that helps accident victims and those in need of their Social Security disability benefits. We fight till our clients get the money and dignity they deserve. So call us today at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. So don't tell me personal injuries aren't personal. I know what they can cost a family. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
For all station contest rules, go to WFAN.com/rules.
Every job needs a game plan, and for electrical contractors, Cooper Electric is yours. So believe me, they're more than just a supplier. They're your partner with unmatched product knowledge, fast delivery, and solutions that are going to save you time. Whether you're on the job site or planning your next big project, Cooper Electric gives you the edge. Make the winning play. Visit cooper-electric.com today. That's cooper-electric.com. Cooper Electric. Our knowledge is electric.
The Rutgers men's basketball team is back in action this winter at Jersey Mike's Arena. Join the fun and don't miss the excitement on the court as head coach Steve Peichel and the Scarlet Knights take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten Conference. Limited tickets are still available to come cheer on your Scarlet Knights. For more information or to purchase Rutgers men's basketball tickets, visit scarletknights.com. That's scarletknights.com. And go RU.
Ready to ramp up the excitement, golf fans? BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll take your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Before we get to your phone calls and more on, messing around with your sister-in-law and a hard salary cap in Major League Baseball and if we'll miss a season, I have a very important question for Tiki Barber.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you be the arbiter of this. So a few days ago, I announced on the podcast I do, Rico Bronya, I'm going to have a Rico Fantasy Baseball League.
Yes,
and there's only 10 spots, and I've gotten a ton of entries.
Of course.
Via email at the
over
Rico
500
B.
now?
It is over 500.
Wow.
So your odds of winning this lottery I'm going to have
are shrinking by the day?
They're shrinking by the day. One person who entered, and they entered the way everyone else entered. They wrote their name, they gave their email, they didn't ask for any special favors, is a guy that many in the audience may simply know as Dan. Dan is a listener to not only Evan and Tiki, but the Rico, and I would argue if we had it in our budget, would be getting paid around here because he supplies us with basically every clip from Idiots with Idioms, or Idioms with Idiots, and all the past clips.
Idiots with Idioms.
Idiots with Idioms.
Jesus.
How is the name going to make the Idiots with Idioms?
It's going to now. And so on his own, he supplies this show with so much material.
Yes.
And I always say, boy, it's like you work for the show. I wish I could get you money. We don't have it in the budget. And now he's asking to be in the Fantasy Baseball League. And there's a part of me that says, that guy needs an automatic entry.
Yeah, he does.
You would say automatic entry?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would you say automatic entry, Sean?
He selflessly drives some of the programming on this program.
He does?
Not only would I say automatic entry, I'm ashamed that you even brought this up on air because now you're letting everybody else know, wink, wink. This should have been a no questions asked. He gets an automatic entry.
Well, I'm about transparency, so I'm going to have a live lottery to determine who's in the league. Do I pretend I drew Dan's name, or do I just say, yeah, he's automatic?
Why not? The NBA pretended the Mavs got drawn to pick number one.
Exactly.
But I'm not the NBA, and I criticize the NBA. I believe in full transparency.
You're better because you just told everybody.
Yes, I'm telling you.
It's all good.
All right, so now we've got 9 spots.
There you go.
Or 10 spots. I forget how we're doing. I know I have a spot, Hoff has a spot, and I guess now Dan has a spot. Thank you very much for clearing that up.
You're very welcome.
And by the way, real quick, before we get to your phone calls, success in free agency is limited. Okay? You usually don't do well when you sign someone to a long-term $100 million free agent contract.
Yeah, because you're always overpaying.
Correct. So my argument about small market teams isn't that they should be stealing Pete Alonso or they should be stealing Kyle Schwarber. My argument is keep your own guys. The Kansas City Royals fell apart after their championship in 15 because they, for the most part, didn't keep their own guys.
Right.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, you keep mentioning Paul Skeens. They're not going to keep their own guy.
Right.
So that's the thing that needs to change.
But is it their fault that they can't keep their own guy?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's only one person that you're trying to extend. I'm not asking you to go on spending sprees like the Mets do or the Dodgers do. It's maintaining that homegrown guy and keeping them on your team.
But what if it breaks your bank?
It's
like,
not
literally
going to break you. I believe that's such horse manure.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you definitively. I know that the Pittsburgh Pirates have this much money to spend before they start flirting with the red, before it becomes unprofitable. I don't know if that's true or not.
But Teak, even if they let Skeens get to free agency, and let's say the Pirates decided for this one moment we're going to play with the big boys, and they outbid everybody, and Skeens wants to come back, because obviously if he doesn't want to come back, there's nothing you could do. You can't force him to come back. But if you're able to at least Scooble the same thing with Detroit, and give yourself an opportunity to bring that guy back, the Pirate payroll would still be incredibly low.
Right.
They'd still be doing things the same way. To me, it's more imperative that these small market teams keep their players than it is, it's a level playing field. They're signing a bunch of free agents too. Because the reality is signing free agents is overrated. We talk about the Rays' success. You know what a part of the Rays' success was?
What's that?
That they trade good players before they have to pay them, and they get other good young players, and it actually benefits them. Think trading Chris Archer to the Pirates.
Yes.
It benefited them.
Right. But that's such an exhausting strategy to have to think about that every single year.
I get you.
Right. We have this guy and this guy and this guy, and two of them got really good. And all right, we can maximize them for another year. Then we got to sell them, and we got to take those proceeds, go get another young player, and then hope that we build that guy back up to where that other player who we just let go was. It's just hard. It's daunting. It's exhausting if you think about it, and there really never becomes the reward.
Speaking of exhausting and not having a reward, can you imagine Tony Clark right now and what he's going through? Especially if his wife just found out through this internal investigation that he was screwing around with his sister-in-law. And as we know, as we've mentioned, we still don't know where the sister-in-law is in terms of their relation.
Right.
Like, everyone continues to rule out that it could simply be his wife's brother's wife, which is still inappropriate,
right?
But not on the same level as wife's sister or brother's wife, because there is that third possibility of a sister-in-law. So what a crazy story.
Yeah, thank God he got through the holiday season, because this would have been a mess a couple months ago.
No, you're right.
888-808-1019. Let's get to your calls. Christian is in Manhattan. Hey, Christian.
Evan Tiki, big fan. Love you guys. Happy to hear the midday. And I listen to you guys while I'm at work. I'm actually hiding in a phone room so I can make this call.
I love it. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Tiki, you were my favorite player growing up. I had, by my brother's side, was like my favorite buck.
Look at that.
You were my favorite player until I became a Ravens fan eventually. Sorry.
And until now, Lamar Jackson's your favorite player?
Of course.
Yeah.
Anyone would be lying.
Well, Christian,
anyways,
here's what happened the first time I did a Ravens game. I walked into the room. Lamar Jackson's there. He goes, I used to read your book by my brother's side. I started dying. I was like, bro, you're making me old.
Well, I'm only 20. I'm Lamar's age. I'm 28. But, that was the hot book at the Scholastic Book Fair, and I had it. And I loved running backs. That's how I became a Ravens fan. I met Ray Rice at Joe Namath's football camp after you retired, and that's when I jumped ship. Sorry.
That's all good.
Anyways, everything with this Tony Clark stuff. The person who maybe reminded me of, is Marty Brodeur. He did the exact same thing. That overrated scumbag. Lundqvist was better, but he cheated on his wife with her brother's wife, and they're now married and have a child.
Exactly. And that's a part of why I was also thinking about the other relation that no one's bringing up. Not only because that's the only sister-in-law I have, sister-in-law Sean has, it's because Marty Brodeur was famous for it. And what were they chanting at him?
Daddy, uncle.
Daddy, uncle.
I'm guilty of chanting.
I'm sure you did. And you know what? I can't even blame you. Heat of the moment, arch rival. And apparently that's what Sean Avery would tell him. That's a big part of why Sean Avery and Marty Brodeur hate each other. But hey, it ended well, right? Because they're happily married. They've got kids. It's all good now.
Yeah.
I just Googled Daddy Uncle, and it refers to Clay Husser, a character in a TNT television series, Claws.
Oh.
So they did a show about it.
They did a show about this. I'm sure it's similar.
Is that when I say Marty Brodeur,
Daddy
is that
Uncle.
The first thing you think of?
No doubt.
Really?
Without a doubt.
Not the greatest goaltender of our generation?
In many ways, you know how we've always debated Brodeur, Lundqvist here?
Yeah.
I think my Brodeur greatness gets clouded because all I think is Daddy Uncle all the time. And just us chanting it down as he was losing games.
Let's go to Tim in Middletown. What's up, Tim?
Hey, guys. Big fan. Just wanted to chime in on getting these teams to pay for players. You got to have a salary floor. Definitely need to get some of these cheaper teams to pay. But, if I buy a hot dog cart and I don't have people coming to my hot dog cart, I don't have some guy giving me a check to keep me in the green. I'm a failed business owner.
Right.
So some of these guys need to actually, pay up. Now, on the other end, you want to pay your big stars. I'm not going to, knock somebody's money. But, you have these guys do something where if you keep your homegrown talent, they can go less against the salary cap if they're over, or less against the luxury tax.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of that. In a weird way, the NBA sort of does it. They don't make your cap number less by keeping a player, but they allow you to go further in keeping your own player.
Yes, that's
to
right.
really incentivize keeping your own players.
Right, and wasn't there... I don't know if these were ever real proposals, but I know people have talked about it. Probably just the NARP radio host talked about this with the quarterback salaries, because the quarterback and I was just looking at this yesterday, Evan, because we were looking at the franchise numbers.
Yes,
the franchise number for quarterback goes up $7 to $10 million every year. This is a franchise tag number,
right?
So that just tells you how quickly the total number for quarterback, meaning the money for quarterbacks, has gone up. But when you pay your quarterback the top end, and let's say it's $65 million this year, that's a big portion. That's like a fifth of the cap.
Yeah.
And so shouldn't you have a way to keep your homegrown guy that you drafted, guy that you want to pay, you're going to make $60-something million? Why does that all have to count against the cap? Like some way to discount the cap number. And I think that's a proposal worth thinking about, because it allows then smaller market teams to sign their superstar Paul Skeens of the world and then not have to be close to the luxury tax.
But they're not going to be close to the luxury tax. That's the funny part. Like the Pirates and the Marlins and the A's are never going to be close, so it won't even benefit them.
Forget the luxury tax then. It's because I don't think that's the issue. It's not the luxury tax. It's more their bottom line. It keeps them feeling healthy in their bottom line.
Yeah, what I would do that doesn't involve a salary cap, and I think the players would agree to it, the owners would not, is actually I could get both to agree to it. Here's my middle ground. I make the luxury tax penalties even harsher. Okay? I continue to push.
Right.
You can spend as much as you want. Understand the ramifications. And the ramifications are you're going to pay an absurd tax.
Right.
It's like if you're a millionaire living in New York City under Mamdani. It's just going to cost you more. You can live here. You may want to move to Florida. You can live here, but you're going to pay an absurd tax. And I think, obviously, the owners are like, great. I love that, Evan. Keep going. Here's the big change. We force that money that's going to the small market teams needs to be spent on players.
Right.
You don't know how we're spending it, but trust me, bro.
Can't put it in your pocket.
You don't know how we spend it, Evan. No. You spend it on players, and we see it. And therefore, you're putting harsher penalties on the big market teams. They still may spend. Steve Cohen may still spend.
Right.
But now you're telling the Pirates and the Marlins, no more games. Your payroll needs to be higher, not because there's a salary floor, but because we just wrote you a check for $30 million this season. Use it on players. And if it's not used on players, you get fined or whatever.
Right.
Or whatever penalty you come up with.
And even if it's not all players, you could probably come up with some kind of bird rights language like the NBA where this is about keeping your own guy.
Yeah.
In some way,
That's
shape,
exactly
or form.
right. That's the best way to think about it. Like the bird rights.
Yes.
Let's go to Anthony in New Rochelle. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up?
Good.
Yeah, so I agree with both of you guys, but one person I don't agree with is Sean. He's only saying he wants a salary cap because Hal doesn't spend like his father. If this was the old days, he would say the complete opposite.
Okay. I mean, things have changed, clearly. Also, the Yankees just signed Max Fried last year. They continue to spend. It's not like the Yankees or the Marlins or the Pirates. I don't understand that.
He's accusing you of being a hypocrite. He's
and
saying
look,
because the Yankees are no longer the big boy Yankees, you are more on board with the salary cap than you would have been 10 years ago.
Yeah,
True or not true?
but think about this, just in defense of what he said. If you consider Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, I mean, there is almost $700 million in salaries.
Yes.
So I hear what you're saying. They're not spending like they used to. That's a whole hell of a lot of money.
They're also spending more than George ever spent, but that's also the economy.
No, but hold on. But they're not outspending everyone the way they outspent everyone.
All right.
Here's a simple question.
It's a relativity question.
I know what you're going to ask me, and I could get people on the line, but go ahead.
What? How do you know what I'm going to ask you?
Because for 20 years, I've asked for a salary cap in baseball, even when the Yankees were outspending everybody.
Okay, well, that was my question. You were right.
Okay.
If I went into a transport machine, and in 2002, let's say the 2002, because that was the height of evil Yankees, right? You just added Jason Giambi after losing the 7th game of the World Series. God forbid you lose the 7th game of the World Series. We must get Jason Giambi. You got Clemens a few years earlier. You are the biggest bully on the block. In 2002, and I think there was about to be a work stoppage in 2002, if memory serves correct. I remember like in late August, they had the videos on the buses where they were about to pull guys off the field, but they realized that soon after 9/11, that soon after 1994, baseball could not survive another work stoppage. Would you have been in favor of a salary cap in 2002?
1,000%. I've had this take since high school.
Okay. Then I trust you. Then I believe you.
And
Good for you.
Yeah. Because I like the other three sports structure more than baseball structure because of the salary cap.
You know what? You're a noble guy.
Be a man.
I respect. I have no reason to believe you're lying. So our last caller will apologize to you the next time he calls in.
No, he won't, but thank you.
Yes, he will. I'll make him. Just mark his name down and I'll say, hey, Sean told you.
You owe Sean an apology.
You owe him an apology. Jim's in Madison. Hey, Jim.
Hey, guys. Thanks a lot for taking my call. So I kind of think of myself as like a sometimes caller, right? I'm not one of the regulars that calls in all the time. But I call from time to time, and I hear some of these other guys, they ask Tiki, like, can you take me out to lunch? They ask Evan, like, can you give me Knicks tickets? I'm not looking for a big ask like that, but I did email Evan a few weeks ago asking for an archive request from the WFAN archives, and he never responded to me. So I would like to take the rest of this call to speak directly to Dan. Dan, if you're out there and you have a clip from the Joe and Evan show 2015, all right, it was the Sunday Bloody Sunday clip where Joe lost his mind. If you can pull that up and post that somewhere, I would love that. Because apparently Evan does not,
Jim, a couple of things. And I'll leave you on the line to have this discussion. Not only did I read your email, I have the clip with me right now.
Oh.
I have the clip. Because, and I apologize, I am not good at writing back. Like, I use the Rico email, and then I read emails on the air or things like that. Right? So I usually act instead of responding. So he did request this mental breakdown Joe B had after an open was played the day after the Mets lost the World Series. I have it. I cut it. I was about to play it on the Rico, and I was told if we play the entire intro, because it featured Bloody Sunday, Bloody Sunday, whatever that's a U2 song, that somehow it would be flagged.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
It would be flagged on YouTube.
Oh, because of the
song.
The song, the copyright. Right.
So I held off. But if you wanted here on WFAN, even though we are broadcast on YouTube, I will let Sean know where it is. And coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll play the clip. I may have to edit it down a little bit because it is very long. But basically, to describe what it is, because it is worthwhile to listen to, Dove Kramer, legend here at WFAN when he worked here, put together an open. And an open was, it featured highlights and it featured music. What he did was he took the Mets losing to the Royals, the Jets losing to the Raiders, and the Giants also had a brutal loss.
This was all in one day?
It was all on a Sunday.
All one Sunday?
One Sunday.
Wow.
And he intertwined it around the U2 song. So it's like a 2-minute intro. And then Joe opens the show so pissed at the intro.
Oh, got it. So he's already pissed off because the teams have sucked over the weekend. And then Dove does this intro that just sets them off even more.
Correct.
That is outstanding.
So I have it. And I'll play it for you in the 11 o'clock hour. If you want to hear the whole thing, I'll give you the whole thing. Or if you just want to hear Joe scream.
What year was that?
2015.
Wow, I missed this. I'm actually excited to hear this.
Okay, there you go. We'll get that to you at 11.
Because first of all, I love that song, but whatever.
It's a great, and it was a great quote-unquote intro.
Yes.
It wasn't great because I was in pain and Joe was in pain. And Giant fans were in pain, but it was like, if you were a giant Yankee fan, you weren't in that much pain.
2015, though.
What was your season in 2015? But you sucked that year, didn't you?
Yeah, but it also been
Coughlin's
probably
last year.
Yeah, it was Coughlin's last year, so it's getting to the point where it's like, it's over, man.
Yeah.
So
I get you.
It wasn't painful necessarily on those Sundays. It was just kind of resigned.
I got you.
So,
well, I'll get that for you in the 11 o'clock hour because Jim did request that. I thought it was worthy of playing, and we just never got to it on a podcast format. You all right there, Sean?
Yeah, I found Dove's open. I haven't found the Joe B after it.
Oh, you just found his open. No, I caught the whole thing. I went into the archives like Jim requested, and I actually pulled
November
it.
2nd, 2015.
Correct. I'm not sure where I put it. That may be the problem. Right. I cut the whole thing. I don't know where I put it.
Why don't you just have your own folder? It's like true. Evan's folder.
If you want to make this easy, Sean, tell our digital guy, Andrew Kaplan, November 2nd, 2015, 10 a.m. And that's, I mean, it's as simple as
he's
that.
listening. He'll find it.
Okay, he can cut it himself. But basically, it's the open, and then Joe he was not happy. I mean, like I was mixed about it because I understood where Joe was coming from because I was very emotional too. But at the end of the day, like it was a good radio thing or something like that.
What a goddamn disgrace.
He was not happy.
I felt violated.
That's probably the best one.
I felt violated.
We'll get that to you in a few minutes. Let's go to Eladio in Clifton, New Jersey. What's up, Eladio?
Hey, guys. I love your show, but Tiki, I don't say this in a negative way, but you got to stop with this defending and this voice of reason thing here. You know, you said before with the salary cap, we don't know what the books of these small teams, whether they're losing or making money. They're losing money because of their own fault. The Marlins, when they were winning World Series, drew lots of fans. The Pirates, when we were a family, drew lots of fans. And then they stopped spending money. There's an old adage: you got to make money to spend money.
Okay, but why did they stop? Why did they stop spending money all of a sudden?
That's the question we need to find out. Because you can't tell me they weren't when the Marlins were winning those World Series.
Yeah, they were making money. Yeah, of course, because the stadium was full.
Right.
And I'm sure the same with the Pirates,
exactly.
but something had to, like, if you were winning and you're doing it the hard way, the way that the Marlins and the Pirates were doing it, why would you stop doing that?
That's the question we need to find out.
Well,
That's the question we need to find out.
Because Eladio, here's what happened. Because the Marlins did an extreme thing, all right? They didn't just spend. They spent like drunken sailors.
Right.
And Wayne Huizenga realized we can't sustain having that kind of payroll.
They did it so that they could win.
Right, but the mistake I think Huizenga made is, A, you don't have to spend that much. No one's asking these small market teams to become the Dodgers. And then, B, you know how you consistently draw? Sustained winning. Not just winning 1 year. And that's what the Marlins did. They had the one big year. They won the World Series, and then they broke the team apart, and they were never able to benefit from the bounce after winning a World Series. I always tell you this about the Mets and the Yankees. They will draw better the years after success.
Right.
Because they start to bring fans in to trust them. If the Mets won the World Series this year, let me give you a hypothetical. Mets win the World Series, and then Steve Cohen says, I don't want to spend.
Yeah.
And he trades Juan Soto, and he trades Francisco Lindor, and he lets Bo Bichette go. And now the Mets are fielding a minor league team in 2027. How would they draw?
Yeah, not very well.
Yes.
Right.
So Huizenga did the spending, won a World Series, and then didn't even get the benefit of the post-spending
Right.
because he broke the team apart.
Yeah, that doesn't make that's just ridiculous.
Lee is on Long Island. Hey, Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Evan, how you doing? This is, my usual call where I tell you you're wrong. So I just figured I'd get that out of the way. It feels like the only time I have to call in is when you're completely wrong on something and you're wrong on this. So let me explain it to you.
Go.
Okay, I have a couple of points to make, so don't cut me off after the first one. But I'm going to ask you, the population of Pittsburgh and the surrounding area is about 500,000. The population of LA is about 10 million. If you took the exact LA roster and put it in Pittsburgh, and you took the exact Pittsburgh roster and put it in LA, which team is going to draw more? Which team is going to get better? And not even taking into consideration the socioeconomic impact of the area, by the way. Just which team is going to draw more?
If the Pirates had an all-star team for like a half a decade, they'd sell out every game.
Not every decade, but this year. Yeah,
but what I just explained.
They are not. But no, hold on. There's also television revenue that you don't take into consideration. 500,000 eyeballs is not the same as 10 million eyeballs, and you're not going to draw the same revenue.
But Lee, I'm not suggesting. I'm going to argue that. I'm not going to cut you off because it is a good debate.
Okay.
I am not suggesting the Pirates should spend like the Dodgers. I'm suggesting they spend like a real functioning major league team. It's embarrassing what they put out there. I'm not asking them to have a $400 million payroll. Be functional.
Because they would lose money if they had a $400 million payroll.
I'm not asking them to, though. But that's not.
And hold on.
But the question is, what level of payroll do they break even?
Have a $150 million payroll. Be respectful instead of being losers.
The other thing is without a salary cap, without a salary floor, without legitimate revenue sharing, there's a reason why the other leagues are far superior as far as parity goes. When you look at the teams that make the playoffs every year, they're all top 10 payroll teams. It's not an accident that that's the issue, and they're also some of the top revenue teams based on what they report, obviously. But I mean, like if the Marlins spent there and they broke even, they'd still have a $100 million smaller payroll than the Dodgers do right now. It's not equitable both ways.
But I think that, Lee,
they do need a floor.
Okay, but here's where we're disagreeing. I am not suggesting that even baseball needs to have teams with the same payroll. You're saying, but they'll have a payroll of $100 million less than the Dodgers. $100 million less than the Dodgers is $290 million. I am not asking for the Pirates to spend $290 million.
Yeah.
But I'm asking them to spend $175.
Spend more than 50.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And if you still think baseball's broken when the structures aren't between 394 and 50, then we're just going to disagree, because I think the Marlins just need to be respectable. A 175 is respectable, even if the Dodgers are still doubling them, which they would based on how much they're spending. And that's the disagreement we're having. So when you ask right off the top, how financially beneficial would it be for the Pirates to have the Dodger roster in Pittsburgh? I can guarantee you, if they had the Dodger roster in Pittsburgh, they'd sell out every game. Show respect to the people down there.
Of course. And they would. And they dominate, and they would win, and would be awesome to watch. But eventually, because of all the success of the team and the players, you'd have to pay them.
Yes, and I'm not saying that they need to have a $400 million payroll.
Right.
Like, I think if you had a structure in which the highest payroll, the Dodgers, the Mets, whatever they spend, but the lowest payrolls were in the high ones to low twos, I think it would change the game in a dramatic way.
Yeah. By the way, November 1st, 2015.
Yeah, who'd the Giants lose to?
The New Orleans Saints. Eli Manning threw for 350 yards and 6 touchdowns. And they lost to Drew Brees, who threw for 505 yards.
Damn.
And 7 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
The Brad Wing game.
Yes.
Wow.
50, what was the score? 52 to 49.
That's crazy.
52 to 49.
A face mask penalty on a kick changed everything.
Yeah.
I want to remind you guys, that date is not about the Giants. You're
It's
making
not.
it about the Giants.
That's what, for me. But I'm just saying, it's Bloody Sunday.
It is Bloody Sunday.
I just wanted to see what the Giants did.
The Jets lost to the Raiders. That was a brutal game. But the story with the Mets.
Mets suck.
I mean, they lost the World Series. But when we come back, we will go into the WFN archives and we will check out that infamous moment. We'll get back to your phone calls at 888-808-1019. And yesterday, Carlos Mendoza was on this radio station with Craig and Big Mac. We analyze.
And this Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. Something this show had reported multiple times during football season, that next year the Giants will be playing in Germany, has now been re-reported by Gary Myers, who tells Giant fans to get your passports ready. He's been told Big Blue will be playing an international game in 2026. So get those passports
It looks
ready.
like I'm going to Germany this year.
Yes. We knew it. We knew it. Bratwurst. Let's go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm
You'll literally go.
literally going to go.
Let's go.
I love
Can I do
Germany.
a stowaway?
Yeah.
All right. Tough one.
Fanatics Fest, the world's #1 sports fan festival, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th to the 19th. See celebrities and athletes from all your favorite leagues, including Aaron Judge, Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jalen Brunson. Kevin Hart's not in the league, but Jalen Brunson is, Diana Taurasi, Mike Tyson, and so many more. Live panels, autographs, photo ops, and rare trading cards and memorabilia, plus exclusive merch drops you can only get at Fanatics Fest. This is the ultimate weekend where sports and culture collide. Tickets are on sale now, and trust me, it will sell out. It is an awesome place to be and hang, and bring your kids. They are going to love it. Bring yours early to fanaticsfest.com. Grab your tickets at fanaticsfest.com.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. UNC's playing with fire. It's going to sound reactionary and unfair to a team that lost without its 2 best players last night, but the Tar Heels didn't just lose without Caleb Wilson and Henry Vassar. They shot poorly, played sloppy, and got beat by NC State. Keep losing on the road to bubble teams, and that's exactly where North Carolina will find itself, on the bubble. I'm Chris Mack.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
MSC Cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato? Those aren't verbs.
Yeah, on MSC Cruises they are.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm into the American stuff. Let's coffee and soft serve.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe later we can chaise lounge and espadrille?
I think you mean pool chair and flip-flop.
Get up to 40% off cruises, plus get up to $750 onboard credit and kids sail free.
To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees. And when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
FanDuel just handed you the tool that makes every college hoops parlay worth more. The Boost Builder. Here's the deal. You get a Boost Builder to use on any 2+ leg college basketball parlay. Start building your combo. Add one leg, add another, because every leg you add increases your boost all the way up to 105%. You decide how far you want to take it. Just open your FanDuel app, choose your college hoops markets, apply your Boost Builder token, and watch that percentage climb with every pick you lock in. Head to FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issues now drawable Boost Builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
It is gone! Put it in the book!
We're getting ready for another season of Yankees and Mets baseball on WFAN.
Going on deep drive right field, hit hard, and is screaming out of here.
We've got all the bases covered with breaking news, analysis, and good old-fashioned New York sports talk on The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Now, the request of one of our listeners was a moment from 11 years ago. I've been told there's more to this, but I'm going to choose to not make Craig look bad. But apparently at the end of Boomer and Carton, right after this brutal day in 2015 where the Mets lost the World Series, the Jets had a bad loss to the Raiders, the Giants lost to the Saints, Craig tried to pump everyone up by saying the future of New York sports is bright.
Wow.
Which at the time made sense. It turned out to be very untrue.
Yeah.
But
what happened in the interim?
A lot of bad.
From the next decade. What's good? What's been the good?
I would say the best good is probably the Yankees
in the World Series?
Yeah.
Now, if that open was in Kansas City the day after the World Series, you could have said that because the Chiefs were about to get good for
That's
a good
true.
decade.
The Royals are about to go away, but don't worry. You have a dynasty coming. So what we're referring to is a caller reached out a few minutes ago. He had also emailed me about this request, a WFAN flashback request. Every once in a while here on Evan Tiki, we do play a classic moment in FAN history. And this is a very underrated moment. It was right after the Mets lost the World Series, the Giants lost the game to the Saints, and the Jets lost to the Raiders. And as we opened the midday show back then, Dove Kramer produced an open. And by that, he took U2's Bloody Sunday, Sunday Bloody Sunday. And he intertwined it with calls from the three losses. It was a great open. You will hear it in a second.
Dove used to be great at these, by the way.
Amazing. And Joe crapped all over the open because he was very upset.
He was in no mood?
No mood.
I felt violated.
What time was your show then?
10 a.m.
Oh, so right now.
Everything was the same except we were done at 1.
So he had just fought traffic to get in the city.
Yes.
He had, I don't know, whatever he does when he gets here in the morning.
He takes 3 newspapers to the stall.
Yeah, exactly. He's in there getting one out. And then,
oh my God.
I like Joe Benigno.
Goes and gets some coffee. And then he sits down, and this is what he hears?
And this is what he hears. So here is a WFAN flashback from November 2nd, you said? It's November 2nd?
November 2nd, 2015.
November 2nd, 2015.
WFAN flashback.
Snap is good. Kick on its way. Plenty of distance. It is good! As time expires. And when you look at some of the games that the Giants have squandered this year, hey, maybe they would have lost in overtime. But to lose this game in regulation, 52-49, is not good.
Jones!
Another missed tackle by Williams. Another missed tackle by Gilchrist, and he's off to the races.
Third, the 1-0 pitch, swinging a broken bat, grounded to third, cut off by right, looks the runner back, throws to first in time, coming home the runner, and Duda throws it away.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Scores,
I
the
can't do
ball
this.
goes to the backstop, and the Royals have tied the game.
Cologne delivers into left. In to score is Dyson. And Kansas City is on top, 3-2.
0-2 to Orlando.
I want to die right
on the
now.
ground slowly to second. Murphy bobbles the ball, and everybody's safe.
Here's the 0-1. That's a shot into the gap in left center. Everybody takes off. One run scores. Here comes Escobar and now Zobrist. Kane has emptied him. And the Royals have blown it open in the 12th.
Davis sets. Here's the pitch to Flores. And it's in there. Strike 3 called. The Kansas City Royals are the 2015 World
It's Joe Benigno and Kevin Roberts on
This is my favorite part.
WFAN Sports Radio. If you want to be in the New York know, gotta go with Joe and Evan. Evan and Joe. 6 HD6 on your AM dial, 101.9 FM. Joe and Evan on the Fan. Joe and Evan.
Get ready for Joe. He's going to be unleashed.
On WFAN.
10:05 on the Fan. It's not exactly a very good Monday morning. Let's be honest, it stinks. Beningo Robertson, the midday, 877-337-6666 is the phone number. Carrying it right through to 1 o'clock, Mike's on. Francesa on the Fan will come your way. Dove Kramer, Ernie Acosta on the other side of the glass. I'm not even acknowledging that horrific opening you did. And I don't care who told you to do it. There was no reason for it. Because the last thing any Met or Jet fan wants to hear today is that garbage, okay? Nobody wants to hear it. It was a horrendous Sunday. It stunk, okay? There's no other way to say it. This was a horrific weekend. Horrific. And I understand the Mets win the World Series. I get it. It was brutal the way they went down to this Royal team. And as far as the Jets, that was, please, Todd Bowles should be fired today. But I don't even want to. What do you want me to do? I got to acknowledge an opening. I mean, do we need an opening in this show today? What opening do we need?
Steps over the Giants' dead body too. By the way,
yeah, but I mean that was less bad. I think for Joe, he wasn't worried about them.
Nah, clearly was not.
What a great open!
Oh, it was excellent.
Dove is legendary, man.
I got to tell you, that one hurt.
Of course. You're revisiting all of that.
It's been 11
disaster in 15.
Oh my God. Like the Jet missed tackles made me laugh. Because it was almost like, what else is new?
Right.
The Giants made me laugh because, no offense, what else is new? You could have taken Bob Papa's call and used it for 5 different games this season. Like, seriously.
Right.
So that's more like, it's kind of funny. We suck. Haha. Hearing the end to the 2015 World Series makes me want to shrivel up and go to sleep. I mean,
I felt violated.
So imagine hearing that like less than, the body isn't even warm yet.
Right.
Or the body isn't cold yet.
Cold.
Yeah. The body is still like warm. So I get Joe's anger. So there you go. That was your request.
And in a twist of irony, Derek Carr threw 4 touchdown passes in that Jet game.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
I don't remember much about the game other than.
Wait, what year was that?
It was 2015.
2015. Carr
I mean, what year was he?
Oh, Carr's. I don't know if that was his rookie year. I'd have to look that back up.
I think it was his rookie
He threw
season.
for 333 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
For some reason, I think 2015 was his rookie season, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was 2014. But the only thing I remember about that game is it was a 4 o'clock game, and I was going to Citi Field, and I was battling. What time do I leave? Because I'm watching the Jet game,
right?
And yeah, it was a tough one. It was a tough night. So there you go. Hopefully, what was the caller's name? Jimmy.
I love this.
Jim, I think, yeah.
I'm reading the game recap, and it ends with this for the Jets. Jets wide receiver Brandon Marshall now has an injured toe on one foot and an ankle on the other.
Dude, it was rough. It was not a good time. Yeah. Oh, boy. So there's your WFAN flashback. We're all request radio. You really want some classic moments? We'll find it for you. Let's get back to your calls. And we'll get to Carlos Mendoza in just a few minutes. He did a good interview with Craig and Big Mac yesterday, and there's a few things that we need to at least discuss coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go to Eric in Clifton, New Jersey. What's going on, Eric?
Never thought I heard Taiwan Jones's name ever again. Thanks for that one. Jesus. Just to freshen you up there, Carr's rookie year was 14. 15 was the year that he went off, and then he broke his leg.
That's right. That's right. Because
we had, we were playing off a freaking baseball infield in a meaningless game where Donald Penn, who hadn't let up a sack all year, and then all of a sudden his foot goes 2 feet in the air and both defensive end breaks his leg.
And then that derailed the postseason, right?
Yeah, and as my girlfriend at the time walked into the lawn bar down at the Borgata, I smashed the bar and some expletives I can't say. She just turned, she's like, maybe he's okay. I just looked at her, and it was like Roadrunner Mimi, but she just took off. And the bartender started, he just took a bottle of the 1942 tequila and just started pouring shots for me.
Nice.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get to you. The whole thing about L.A. and Pittsburgh, I was just looking up on Almanac. I mean, Pittsburgh's put people in the stands when he was good. You're right. Like back in 2001, and they'll put 30,000. Like in 14 and 15, they got 30,000. And you look at L.A.'s history in the 80s and 90s. When they're bad, they're in the 30s. So relatively speaking to the population, you're 100% right with that one caller. I mean, they didn't win a World Series in '79. I mean, right now the Dodgers are steamrolling. So this brings a question that I initially called in for. This is more for you, Kevin. I'd also like to hear yours on Teak. So a franchise tag would be one way of keeping the existing talent, because right now the Dodgers, in my opinion, they're looking at 25 other teams is basically their second farm system. So my question is, how many championships in a row won by the Dodgers before the masses start losing interest and tuning out? And even to you, Ev, because I'm a Mets fan too. And Cohen said that that I'm rich, but the Dodgers are wealthy. Like he's up against it with them. So how many championships do you think in a row, Ev, would it take for Major League Baseball to actually stop the blind eye as to what they're doing, and also not attendance and also viewership start going down?
Well, there's two layers to this. So I don't know if you've paid attention, but in spring training, players have actively come out and said that they admire what the Dodgers are doing, like Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. And the reason they say that is because their fellow players are getting paid. So the players actually love what the Dodgers are doing, even if they're not members of the team. I think the owners also love what the Dodgers are doing because they're going to use that as a weapon and a reason to institute a salary cap. So in terms of the players and the owners, they have their selfish reasons for preferring it. Here's where I think Eric's got it all backwards. If the Dodgers keep winning, more and more eyeballs will come to the LA Dodgers and the postseason. Because the story of knocking off the Goliath becomes a much bigger story than the who gives a crap Diamondback Ranger World Series that your words, you even said, got no interest. Yeah. But you can bet your ass, Tiki, you'll watch every Dodger World Series. Yes, you will.
Yes, you will, and you'll be somewhat interested. But so it's probably like 5 or 6. Because then you start getting into the issue that the NFL, or at least the American Conference, I forgot what it was actually called before it was joined with the NFL.
The AAFC.
Yeah, AAFC, where Cleveland dominated. Like, they won every year. Right. And so you knew coming into every single season, Otto Graham was getting to a championship and probably winning type of thing, right? And so, I don't know if it was Otto Graham, but, it's probably before Otto Graham. But either way, it became non-interesting because they always won. Like back-to-back seasons.
That was obscene.
And it was so the competitive balance wasn't interesting to the lay fan anymore. To the Cleveland fan, it was amazing. But to the lay fan, it was boring. It was like you have to have competitive balance. And it was the genius of, I think, Wellington Mara and the early founders of the NFL that there had to be competitive balance. There had to be. And so ultimately, it's what made and still makes the NFL interesting. Any team can win a championship.
But I think that once you get to the postseason, any team can win a championship. Where I think you'd suffer is in the regular season. I think that's where it would be tough. But once you get to a postseason, and we saw it this past year, and the Dodgers are playing a hard-fought 7-game series, people are going to watch. People love dynasties and knocking off the dynasty. So I think I really think it's the opposite. Now, you're right. You're saying absurd things like, not you're saying absurd things, you're saying absurdly they've won 7 straight titles.
Yeah, like 6 in a row, all of it. That's when it gets to the point where you're like, dude, what the hell are we even doing?
But are they sweeping everybody throughout the postseason, or are they playing 7-game classics like they did last year?
Well, let's look at it from a realistic standpoint, or just the reality of what has happened over the last couple of seasons with the Dodgers. The Dodgers were compromised in 2024.
They were compromised both years.
Right, but 2024 in particular, they were throwing bullpen games.
Yes.
And they still won.
And then last year, they didn't have a bullpen.
Last year, they didn't have a bullpen. In fact, they had their starting pitcher, they're paying $60 million to over 12 seasons, had to pitch in relief and on short rest, and he was great.
Right.
But they still won.
Yeah.
They had no bullpen. They still won. Hell, they were giving Clayton Kershaw token starts in the postseason.
But you're right.
So it's like, it's almost like they just said, it doesn't matter what we do, we're better, we're going to win.
If they're uncompromised, like they have one of those magical years where everybody's healthy, and they win 119 games and then proceed to sweep through the postseason, that'd be awful for baseball. I'd agree with you.
Right.
But as long as the series are compelling, I think more eyeballs tune in to watch them lose, to watch that.
Yeah.
Can you get knocked off?
If a team can beat them.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that for the last 2 years.
The Blue Jays essentially beat them.
But
what are we talking about?
So my point was, though, and you just gave the counter to it, which is that they're healthy and everybody's playing at the high level. But they were compromised last year.
No, I know. It's scary. It's scary to think.
And they still won.
I guess I trust the nature of the sport so much that you're not just going to dominate everybody. No. I know the Yankees sort of did that in 1998 because they were never tested other than being down 2-1 to Cleveland in the ALCS.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just the nature of the sport is that even when you're far better than your opponent,
you can still lose.
You could still lose.
Yeah,
and the Dodgers
baseball.
will.
That's baseball.
Like, if I had to predict right now, I don't think they're winning the World Series. Like, I haven't decided yet who I'm going to pick. But I said this to you last year. I was wrong, obviously. I think they'll get picked off. I could see it.
Right.
Division series, best of 5, crazy crap happens.
Right.
They get knocked off.
I think I picked them, but not to play the Blue Jays.
No, you picked them to win the World Series. I think you picked them to play the Yankees again.
I did. I picked a rematch.
Yeah. You're going to do that again. I just have a tiki feeling he's going back to the Yankee Dodger well.
No, we're getting Dodgers beating the Tigers, and Scooble pulls a Durant and goes to the Dodgers after.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah, I can imagine it.
You know what? That would have been this year. I don't think.
What do you mean this year? Prior to the potential lockout?
Yeah, well, no, because Scooble's free next year.
Yeah,
right?
He's saying as a free agent, he'll sign with the Dodgers. That's what
Tigers
he's
go to try to win it with him. They've added all this pitching. They'll go lose to the Dodgers in the World Series, and he'll join the Dodgers.
Oh, I got it.
And you know what? And if he signs before the lockout, because remember, there are going to be 2 off seasons next year. There's going to be the prior to the lockout, prior to December, and then whenever the hell baseball comes back, there's another off season. If Scooble goes to the Dodgers prior to the lockout, that would be the final nail for the owners to say, see?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, no, you're right.
They're going to want that. Let's go to Jake, Rhode Island. What's up, Jake?
Hey, Evan. How you doing?
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Hey, so I have a lot of respect for you, Evan, and I like listening to all your baseball takes, but yesterday I had to turn the show off when you started talking about Derek Jeter. I'm so sick of the Yankee slander going on at WFAN. Like, I can't even listen to overnight.
That's not slander, bro. Jake, let's have a real discussion. You're being very sensitive because I think Derek Jeter is the second greatest shortstop in the history of baseball. I think he's better than Cal Ripken. I think he's better than A-Rod because A-Rod didn't play the position his entire career. Let me just start with that basic point. Is that slander, or do you think that's a pretty nice comment about Derek Jeter?
Yeah, but that's like walking back on what you said.
That's not walking. No. Because I said these 2 things for a million years. He's the second greatest shortstop of all time, and he wasn't that great defensively. Those 2 things can be true. They can be true.
How do you get 5 Gold Gloves and you're known for 2 of the most elite defensive plays in Yankee history?
You think that makes you a Gold Glove defender? Come on. You're better than that, Jake. You're better than that.
Why does he have 5? He has 5 Gold Gloves.
And Gold Gloves meant nothing back then. Rafael Palmeiro won a Gold Glove. He played 13 games at first base. Don't cite to me Gold Gloves. You're a Yankee fan. You trust your eyes. He was not that kind of defensive shortstop. That doesn't take away from his greatness. And I resent you saying it's anti-Yankee. I think he's the second greatest shortstop of all time. And that's not walking anything back. So I can have that opinion about his defense being overrated. In fact, if you're honest with yourself and you open your eyes and you don't give me 2 random plays, you know I'm right, bro.
I'm never going to agree with you on this. I watched Derek Jeter my whole life. He's the most reliable shortstop of his era. He was the best shortstop of his era. Defensively, even he had the most Gold Gloves of his era.
I know, but look, we got to agree to disagree that you citing shortstop Gold Gloves is right. Just... It doesn't work for me, bro.
Why, in an era with Omar Vizquel? What are you talking about?
Okay, thank you.
He made every play he had to make, and his point was he's ultra reliable.
Sean, you just proved my point. Do you think, and this is where you're all dead, dead on this topic, you think Derek Jeter was a better defensive shortstop than Omar Vizquel? Is that what you just said?
At their peak, Vizquel more, but yeah, I think Jeter was more reliable year in and year out.
Get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Get that
You're relying on metrics 20 years later and forgetting what your eyeballs told you.
You're dead on argument if you're going to actually say, not as a hitter, not as a person.
I just said at their peak, Vizquel.
Are you kidding me?
But Jeter had
Omar
better.
Vizquel? Come on. I'm not even going to, whatever.
Jake, don't even get engaged with this troll. I'm sorry. I apologize for him.
But I don't think Evan's trolling.
Thank you, Teak. I just said he's the second greatest shortstop of all time. Why would I troll that?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
And by the way, most people would disagree with me and fight with me tooth and nail about Ripken. I'll fight anyone about that.
Tiki.
So take your troll stuff and throw it out the freaking window.
You're representing.
No, I'm representing truth.
No,
he's just giving an opinion. He's giving his opinion.
Okay. But this was a thing in the 90s and the early 2000s where Mets
you
fans
guys are so freaking lazy
and tell you how bad defensively Jeter was.
You can't argue without calling names and saying, well, you're a troll, you're doing this. No, I'm not. And the reason I bring up Jeter's the second greatest shortstop of all time is to disarm this stupid narrative that someone can't criticize Jeter's defense without being a troll.
Statistically, Evan's right.
Thank you.
So if statistically he was such a bad defensive shortstop, how's he the second greatest shortstop of all time? Just from hitting?
Because baseball is not just a defensive sport.
Thank you.
But it's 50% of the game.
It's not 50% of the game. It's a percentage of the game, but so is leadership, so is offense, so is clutchness, so is all the intangibles that don't necessarily show up on a stat sheet. But the stat sheet will tell you Derek Jeter was a below-average shortstop.
Thank you, Tiki.
That's facts.
Yeah, but you're a troll now.
I'm not being a troll, and I don't think Evan's being a troll. I think he's just stating it from a baseball analytics standpoint.
Outside of errors, we still have not perfected defensive statistic metrics. That's all I'm saying, and that's been my argument for a long time.
So Tiki's doing a great job of showing you the defensive metrics. I'm telling you my eye test.
Isn't this exactly what Yankee fans are saying about Juan Soto? It's exactly what, and the Met fan now, because you feel like you're being attacked, gets defensive. Yeah. Oh, he's a really good. Look at the eye test. He's fantastic out in right field. He's great.
And I think
when statistically he's not.
And I think Yankee fans.
But guess what? 2 years ago, or 2 seasons ago, when he was in New York with the Yankees,
go ahead.
He was second in the Gold Glove.
I 1,000% agree with you.
Oh, you don't like that anymore.
No, you're not. Again.
Oh, you don't like the Gold Glove argument anymore.
No, I'm proving you're right. Yankee fans that talk about Soto's defense are being trollish. They're acting like he's a butcher, and he's not. We saw Juan Soto make great plays in right field, including that throw versus the Houston Astros.
Agreed.
And then opening day.
Agreed. But,
and that's my point.
Statistically, he's not.
And
so
that's
anecdotally, there are two ways to use studies. There is an empirical study, that's statistics. Mm-hmm. There is an anecdotal story. That is, man, what I saw.
Yes.
And so you can look, and your eyes are lying to you. That's what I'm saying. That's what Evan is saying.
Okay. I feel consistent.
And that's
about
what
Soto
numbers
and
are backing you up.
Yeah. I guess my point is the Soto Jeter stuff I'm being consistent about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fans not trusting their own eyes and relying on reading numbers.
Look, the reason this discussion started was a defense of the New York Yankees. Okay? A person called up yesterday and said, hey, guys, the reason I don't think the Yankees go in a World Series is because of their defense up the middle. I don't think it's good enough. And I responded, look at your own history. I think Jeter was subpar defensively, and I think Bernie was overrated defensively. Both amazing players, both great players, both insanely clutch. But from a defensive standpoint, they're not as good as you remember them. So don't freak out. I think if Volpe's healthy and Grisham's your center fielder, defensively, you could argue those two are better than Jeter and Bernie. So I was defending the Yankee shield in commenting about Derek Jeter. But what I've learned about some, and it's not just Yankee fans, this isn't a Yankee thing, is we are so sensitive that if the person telling you the uncomfortable truth doesn't root for your team, there needs to be an agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiki Barber is not a Jet fan. Okay? You don't hate the Jets,
no,
but he's not a Jet fan. So when Tiki Barber said to us 2 years ago, you guys overrated the talent. I don't think you're as good as you think. The reason Tiki took hate wasn't because it wasn't true. It's because Tiki just hates the Jets.
Right.
He told the truth. He turned out to be right about that. And I think Tiki knows. It's like, yeah, I get it. I'm the Giant guy. It is what it is. And I get it. I'm Rico Bronya guy. So you don't want to hear it. Even if I tell you 50 other positive things around the negative comment, like he's the second greatest shortstop of all time, you can win a World Series this year, you don't want to hear it because of the messenger. Just like you, Sean, nobody wanted to hear your messaging on the Jets because you're Sean Morash. Yep. And I guess we just have to live with that.
Okay.
And I'll live with it. And I'll die on that sword that Derek Jeter is simultaneously the second greatest shortstop in the history of baseball, simply behind Honus Wagner, and he also was very overrated defensively. Both can be true.
Okay. You'd give your left testicle to have him playing defense for the Mets at any given time, and that's it.
There's no doubt about that.
That's my closing statement.
No, that's not the point.
Defensively.
But that's not the point, Sean.
Of course it's not the point.
That's not the point.
I think the phrase would be...
That's just a cheap way out.
Yeah.
It's a cheap way to get a final word.
Exactly.
I love a good cheap way to get a final word. I'm not gonna,
just telling you.
You said that. All right, let me get someone who wants to yell at Sean. We'll get to Carlos, Mendoza, and more of your calls because someone just argued with me. So let's argue with Sean. Oh,
I gotta go.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Let's go to Jeff in Tom's River. What's up, Jeff?
What up, Jeff?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
I love your show. I listen to you all the time. Just want to put that out there.
Appreciate it.
But
Thank you, man.
I got to take issue with... Yeah. And Tiki, I'm a Bears fan, but I loved your running style. You're a great player, man.
Thank you, man.
I got to take issue with Sean's take on the goalie situation in the NHL. I'm a Devils fan. I know, Sean, you're a Rangers fan, but you've got to be high on crack if you think that Marty Brodeur is not the best goalie in the NHL, and somehow Henrik Lundqvist is better. That makes no sense to me.
Well, first of all, it's a take from 4 months ago.
Well, you just re-brought it up upon the Uncle Daddy story.
Look, I stand by this. There's no way, because in a hypothetical world, but I watched both of these goaltenders play, and if Henrik Lundqvist played in the Devil's Trap and on those teams, he'd have just as many, if not more, cups than Brodeur, period, stop. That's been my point all along. Try to argue with a wall about that.
Morash, you're an idiot.
Final word from Aaron Boone. We appreciate it.
No, you're an idiot, Aaron.
You guys are dumb.
And you know what, Aaron? You, too, would give it an appendage to have Jeter playing defense for your team.
Especially right now.
Right in front of us.
We'll get back to your calls in a few minutes, 888-808-1019. And what we learned from the manager of the New York Mets, including Tiki's takeaway, which stuns me. Evan and Tiki here on The Fan, live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Back when I was playing in the league, creatine was a locker room secret. Players knew, trainers knew, but the fans didn't. But now, the secret is out. Creatine boosts strength, speeds up recovery, and even helps with brain health. So whether you're training for a half marathon like I am, New York City half marathon, coming up in just about a month, or you're just an everyday man or woman looking to feel healthier and keep your body right, Creatine Chews are the way to go. 5 grams per serving, no sugar, no shaker, and no mess. You can save up to 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code TIKI30. That's GATsport.com, code TIKI30. GATSPORT Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder.
The Nets hit the hardwood in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
See what sets Mazda apart in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice for those who expect more from their drive. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $209 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Ready to ramp up the excitement, golf fans? BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll take your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
DQ presents
The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey sports fans, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. During the big games this season, toast your friends and your team with a Dew and a brew. At home or at your favorite sports bar. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day Sales Event. Term 27 months to its signed Compass 5782. Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? That's cars with a K.
His hair flapping in the breeze. He's walking to home plate.
Mets fans.
That is remarkable, even at this place.
I've never seen this before.
Yankees fans love to talk about their teams. We do too. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
And this Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. As we sit here and wait for transition and franchise tags, another interesting name on the NFL free agency market appears to be Mike Evans. ESPN's Kimberly Martin reports that Evans plans on playing next season and will, quote, explore his options in free agency. Picturing him not in a Bucs uniform, though, feels very difficult to do. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Would you want him on the Giants, Mike Evans? Is that an easy yes on a reasonable contract?
Yeah, but he had a down season last year, mostly because he was hurt.
Yep.
Nothing to do with his ability, but he's getting a little bit older.
He's getting a little older.
It depends on what the contract would look like. But he is a great wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Brings your veteran leadership, experience. That'd be a hell of a move. So yesterday, Carlos Mendoza was on with Craig and Big Mac. If you missed it, I'm sure the podcast is up, or you can rewind on the Odyssey app. A lot of options. A couple of quick things I want to play, and then Tiki has a wide observation on Mendoza that is fascinating. But let's start with the captain game. So yesterday, we played for you Steve Cohen's whole "we're never going to name a captain." And I thought what was fair and instructive was to listen to what he had said a year ago, just to hear if there was a tone difference.
Right.
So let's do that with Carlos Mendoza. We have his answer to Craig's question yesterday about naming Lindor captain, and then we have Mendoza's answer to us a year ago about naming Lindor captain. Is it better to hear the more recent view or the older view?
Let's hear what he just said.
What he just said.
And then we'll contrast it to what he said a year ago.
Here we go. This is from yesterday. This is Craig and Big Mac talking to Carlos Mendoza specifically about naming Lindor the captain.
Have you ever spoken to Francisco in the last few months or year where he has expressed a desire to be the captain of the New York Mets?
No. And in fact, I think we've been pretty consistent since I've been in this position. And one of my, I remember the very few conversations with him was, you need to play shortstop for us, let the coaches handle a lot of the things that we have to take care. You have a hard job. Playing shortstop at the highest level, it's not an easy job, and that's been my messaging. But that's who he is. He is a natural leader, a guy that cares, wants to win. But no, we've been pretty consistent, and we believe in the locker room will have always a group of leaders, and we had some last year. Some of them are not part of this team anymore, but we were able to acquire guys that have been in that position. And you mentioned Marcus Freeman being one of them. Right. We have a lot of them, and I'm just really looking forward to work with them.
So he used the word consistency a few times. We've been very consistent. Well, Carlos, we're about to find out, because here is last year the question and answer from Carlos Mendoza regarding naming a team captain. You talk about leadership. Obviously, one guy who has emerged as a captain of sorts is Francisco Lindor. Have you, David Stearns, and Steve Cohen had any conversations about making that official and naming Francisco Lindor a captain of the New York Mets?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I had some conversations with David. I haven't had any of those with Steve. Not sure if David had conversations with Steve, but me and David talk about it. And we will continue to have those conversations.
That sounds different.
That is very different than consistently, no, not an issue. I think this is coming from the top, that they don't want this to be a distraction in their clubhouse. That's why the rhetoric around it feels like it's taken a right or left, whichever way you want to say, away from captainship.
Yeah.
This is a ownership directive.
Yeah, and that's where, Cohen is exonerated a little bit, because when we did this yesterday, he was a little bit more consistent about it's media-driven, it's a Yankee thing. That's what he said last year, and then this year, I'm never naming a captain. So it isn't exactly the same, but it's very consistent. Mendy doesn't sound consistent, if we're just being fair, and we just played to the clips.
Right.
Now, the questions were worded a little bit differently, but the tone of his answer on captainness was a little bit different. Now, Sean, I ask you if you approve. Because yesterday what we do, especially when there's an interview on this radio station, we say, hey, I would love to hear this question asked. So Sean had a suggestion. Craig asked the question that Sean suggested. Not even saying that Craig listened to you, because he would never admit that he did. But I'm curious if you're happy with the way he asked the question. So let's start with what Sean wanted to be asked of Carlos Mendoza.
And it's a very simple question.
Go ahead.
Mendy, when you showed up to your first spring training, did you bring a Yankee bag with you?
Mm-hmm. So here's Craig asking a very similar question, and I'm curious. We'll hear the answer as well. You tell me if this was the way you would have had it asked, as they say.
Did you have to explain to Luke Weaver that he probably shouldn't bring a New York Yankees bag with him into a New York Mets locker room? Or did you not become aware of that story until much later on?
I'm fine with the way he asked.
You like that?
Because it's still about Weaver, and that's all everybody was talking about. Even if we think it's not a big deal, the manager, who was a former Yankee, should comment.
He also took a shot at you, Craig, because right before he said that, he said, I know you get asked a lot of dumb questions. I'd like to ask you a stupid question. And so I almost thought he was calling you stupid.
Huh. Okay.
Or himself stupid. One or the other. All right, you want to hear Mendy's answer?
By the way, what he should have said was, you need to send your new signees Mets bags.
Yeah, Steve, I would say that to Steve Cohen. Steve, I know you got billions of dollars, but you have so much money you like to talk about. Can you send your new players some bags?
It'll cost you $50 to FedEx it. You don't even have to overnight it. Do it 3-day air.
Every signing should get like their version of an Easter basket.
Right.
Just a bunch of different things.
Put it this way. I'm a season ticket holder. When I re-up, I get a bag sent to me.
I know.
Like I get some kind of special treat as a season ticket holder. Anyhow, here was Carlos Mendoza's answer to the bag question.
Yeah, I mean, not till later on, but I mean, it's just baseball, man. You know, like it happens so much throughout the year. You make trades, and you got people walking in with I don't think Weaver was the only one, to be honest.
No, there was an epidemic on
I don't think he was just. I don't think he was just here in Kent. He's just that's part of the things that you have to deal here in New York.
Right.
I can tell you how many players probably showed up in different locker rooms with the old team bags.
By the way, Luke Weaver tried to make up for it yesterday. I don't know if you heard this.
I didn't.
So yesterday, Luke Weaver was doing his spring training thing, and there's cameras on everything now. Like you're signing autographs, cameras are on. So Luke Weaver had an interaction with a child that I think will make up for any Met fan that's actually upset about the Luke Weaver bag situation.
I don't think any Met fan is actually upset.
I agree with you. I think there's only 7 of them.
Yeah.
Or it's usually Yankee fan analysis being upset about it.
I am a damage freak.
So here's the interaction between Luke Weaver and a fan that at least makes it up to the 5 Met fans who are upset.
I'm going to strongly agree with you right now.
A cute innocent moment with Luke Weaver.
The Mets are better than the Yankees.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
And the kid, and he said, I'm going to strongly agree with you.
Are you mad now, Sean?
No, he's a Met. He should say that.
Big mad at Luke Weaver?
The loser, Luke Weaver.
Luke Weaver has my forever indebted love. I will never hate Luke Weaver.
Yes. Good respect.
Helped you get to a World Series.
No doubt. Matter of fact, I still have my Dream Weaver shirt. Plan on wearing it to Met home games this year.
That's a little weird, but okay.
It doesn't have the Yankee logo because it was an officially licensed.
You forget there was no closer on that Yankee team.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
None. If Luke Weaver is not a hero for the last, month and a half of that season, they have no shot of getting up.
I think that's a fair point. As bad as things ended in 25, respect for what Luke Weaver did in 24. And finally, this is probably the most interesting thing that came out of the discussion between Big Mac, Craig, and Carlos Mendoza. Craig brought up the rumors, and they are just rumors. They have not been confirmed anywhere.
Right.
The rumors of politics being a divide in the Met locker room. Carlos Mendoza's answer is fascinating, and it has caused Tiki Barber to have a big assertion about the managerial stylings of Carlos Mendoza. Let's hear the clip, and then Tiki will have the floor. Go ahead.
With politics?
Yeah.
No. No.
Do you think there were cliques on the team where this group of guys didn't hang out with that group of guys?
No, I mean, look, like I said, I mean, this is the same group that had a hell of a run in 2024. They got along fine. We just didn't play good baseball.
He was laughing at the politics question.
Well, he was laughing, but he also, and there's another part of the question where Craig expounded about the wives not liking each other and whatever it may have been, but it just becomes this personal dynamic between individuals who are from different backgrounds. It happens in every walk of life. Happens at WFAN. Happens at any job. It certainly happens, and it's accelerated in sports organizations because of how public all these guys are. He dismissed it.
He did.
Completely.
Yeah.
And he dismissed the assertion that it had something to do with how they fell apart at the end of last season. And to me, when I look at leaders, when you're asked, hey man, what happened? I don't know can't be an answer. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
We just didn't play well. That can't be an answer. And so when I hear something that's akin to that, it starts to make me think, are you connected to your team? Like, do you have the pulse of each one of those guys? Because isn't that what the head coach, or in this case, manager, is supposed to do?
It's the most important part of managing.
To know, why are you, in this case last year, Pete Alonso or Juan Soto or whoever, why are you not performing at the level that I know you can? And to just dismiss any of those potential dramatic instances made me feel like you're not really connected to those guys. You're managing and you're good at it.
Right.
He's a good manager. I'm not knocking that at all. But there is I don't know can't be an answer. It can't be. And if it is, then you're not doing your job well enough, even though he does his job really well.
Yeah, and
piggybacking off that, I have the other 4 seconds where he basically acts like he's never heard of this before.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't call it that way. That's a first for me about politics.
Yeah, he really laughed at the politics thing.
First for me?
But by the way,
of hearing that rumor,
you know that it's something that goes on in every clubhouse or locker room. It just you can't. These are grown men. Some of them are very politically minded.
I'd love to fire his ass.
Right. Some of them maybe don't care, but they're grown-ups and they're aware of this.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't hear it. And so it becomes a conversation, especially when you're together for how many days baseball players are together. So does it become a problem? I don't know. But to dismiss it like it wasn't even part of anything it's saying I don't know.
Yeah.
And I know can't be an answer.
I think back to the squirrel and the rat and the raccoon. Remember the rat and raccoon story? And that was the fight between Jeff McNeil and Francisco Lindor.
Yes.
And it got covered by, oh no, we weren't fighting, we were arguing.
Right.
If
I thought
it was
you were talking
rat.
about an idiom for the second.
No.
Is this a trope that we should know already?
No, this will make complete sense.
This was the literal rat-raccoon story between McNeil and
I want to back up your point.
Lindor.
Back up your point with someone else. Luis Rojas was the manager of the Mets, and when he was asked about it, he played dumb. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Was there a rat and raccoon debate going on? I don't know. And I thought the moment that Luis Rojas handled that situation the way he did, I said exactly what you said. I said, he's done. He has no idea what's going on in the room.
Right.
Because I didn't take it as he's covering for his guys. I took it as that guy's clueless.
Right.
Like he doesn't know how to run the room. And for me, he's a nice guy, Luis Rojas. He was done as Met manager the moment that occurred. Now I want to jump to the Mendoza thing because you're making the same point. You're basically bringing up the feelings I had about Rojas towards Mendy, saying, wait a second, you're laughing, you never heard of this. Are you that clueless? Is it possible that despite the rumors of politics being a debate in the room, is it possible that it just wasn't an issue? And the reason Mendy was laughing is because, no, that's not true.
Could be.
Mendy's critiques of the room was the corporate nature of it, of pulling on the rope together. It was not politics. It was not cliques. It was not people hating each other. But that's the outside
but what
noise.
does the corporate nature of the room mean?
That they weren't having enough fun. That's what he said, if you want to believe what he said. His self-critique of the locker room was more about that than it was these wild stories about politics. And I don't know. I'm not in the room. And here's what I question. It's a fair question. Wherever that's coming from, were they in the room? You always wonder, like, where do these leaks come from?
Yeah.
If you're in the room, then I think there's truth to it.
Yeah.
If you're not in the room, then aren't you just speculating?
Or you've been told.
By whom?
Coaches, trainers.
And guess what? That's now telephone. So we don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah, true.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying we don't know if it's true. And Mendy's reaction to it could have simply been, you may have heard that. First I've heard of that because that wasn't a thing. And what I have said over and over again is I'm sure the locker room wasn't perfect. Mendy has acknowledged that. But they didn't lose last year because of their locker room. That's been my biggest argument for a year now.
No.
Well, not a year, but you know what I mean.
They didn't win because they didn't perform.
Yes. So I wonder if the laugh, because I think the laugh can be taken many different ways. I'm sure the laugh was taken very differently from Craig and Big Mac, where it was like, all right, he just doesn't want to answer it.
The problem with the laugh is that it just dismisses the question. When you laugh at a question, you're dismissing it. Like, what are you talking about? No. There was no issue like that.
Well, maybe there wasn't. I mean, is that possible?
Yeah, but it's been said so many times.
No, what has been said? See, that's the biggest misconception. What has been said about the Met locker room? Juan Soto didn't say anything other than we're going to put last year's issues behind us. We have no idea what that means.
Right.
Francisco Lindor has not said there was an issue in the locker room. Francisco Lindor simply said, yeah, everyone's not best friends. And that's any locker room I've ever been in. That is not an issue in the locker room, at least according to Lindor. Pete Alonso hasn't said anything. Brandon Nimmo hasn't said anything. And the only criticisms that Mendy has had is that we were corporate. It wasn't this other
I just
stuff.
don't know what that means. I hear what you're saying. You're right. It might not be politics, but it could be something else. But what does corporate mean? Like, what does that mean?
Not having enough fun, not, high-fiving each other enough, not...
That you weren't a team.
Yeah.
So why weren't you a team?
I can't wait for the season to start. This is the most overblown garbage in years. And it happens with the Mets every time they suck. There has to be like a locker room reason.
Until it happens again.
Until what happens again?
There's some issue that there's no explanation for.
Here's what bothers me about this, and I think I was proven correct. I've always said to you that there are bad locker rooms or non-perfect locker rooms, but we don't hear about it when teams are successful.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Phillies won the division last year. The Philadelphia Phillies played a hard-fought best-of-5 against the eventual champion LA Dodgers, and now we've heard crap about the locker room. Did they lose in the division series because Nick Castellanos took a beer out in Miami?
No.
No. So this is the same kind of crap. They lost because of baseball stuff.
They lost to the better team.
Yeah?
The Dodgers.
No, I get you, but
the
their
Mets
locker room
fell apart and didn't make the postseason.
But the Phillies had issues in the locker room. That's my point. And yet, did it matter when they won the division? Did it cause them to not win the division?
Okay, so why did they win the division? Because the Mets fell apart.
They won the division because they played well. Why did the Mets not win the division? Because they didn't play well. Because they pitched like garbage for the final 4 months of the season. Because they couldn't get 5 innings out of a starter. Like, you can acknowledge the locker room wasn't perfect without just pinning it on the blame of, well, that's clearly why they fell apart. Just like the idea that the Mets won in 2024 was because of OMG and because the locker room was so great. It wasn't. That's not why they won. Their starters were going 7 innings every 5 days the second half of the year that year.
Now, I think over the course of 162 games, you're right, but you don't think there's certain days where like a certain argument could have happened in a couple of where just the team's down and everybody's just not clicking because something wasn't right in the locker room?
I think on a certain day, but I think in general there are baseball reasons for why the Mets succeeded late 24 and failed late 25.
I agree, but let's just say that happens 3 to 4 times throughout the year. Like this thing was coming to a head. Man, it comes down to the last day of the year playing the Reds. Like they may miss the playoffs because of those locker room issues. Now, it may not be the biggest, your point of like, winning can distract, but you might also lose individual games based on certain discussions that happen where everybody's just not in the right headspace.
I guess.
You could deny
sure.
that.
I think you can go individual basis. I'm talking as a whole. They were a bad team for the final 4 months of the season, and I don't put that on them debating, politics.
Juan Soto.
I just don't see that, and I've never seen that. But I thought Mendy's laugh was interesting because it's either dismissive, it's either I'm defending my guys, or it's either I have no idea what.
I have no idea. And I heard it as I have no idea.
That's bad if that's the case.
I agreed, but again, we'll find out. We'll find out.
How will we find out?
Because what's this team look like?
Oh, how they perform this year?
You could tell by how a team looks together. You could tell.
But that's irrelevant to last year because this team is so different. Like, if they don't work together, I don't think that proves last year was right. It proves that David Stearns didn't do a good job of building a team.
But if they do work well together, then doesn't it?
No, because they had success the previous year. I'll unveil my New York Jets quarterback list. I went 25 deep, and we'll get back to your calls at 888-808-1019.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Getting through the grind of the Big 12 is just that, a physical and mental grind. One night you're battling through Houston's defense, another night you're running with Arizona, the next night you're losing a key player to injury as Texas Tech did, seeing JT Toppin go down last night. Maybe Sinatra's classic Ode to New York should be tweaked to mention, if you can make it in the Big 12, you can make it anywhere. I'm Chris Mack.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Be part of the excitement at Citi Field in 2026. Tickets from March through June New York Mets home games are on sale now. You'll want to be there for the big matchups and amazing Mets moments. Go to Mets.com/tickets and secure your seats now.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Light rain with dense fog, high of 45 degrees. Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo.
Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
The Rutgers men's basketball team is back in action this winter at Jersey Mike's Arena. Join the fun and don't miss the excitement on the court as head coach Steve Peichel and the Scarlet Knights take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten Conference. Limited tickets are still available to come cheer on your Scarlet Knights. For more information or to purchase Rutgers men's basketball tickets, visit scarletknights.com. That's scarletknights.com. And go RU.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. Accident victims, I understand how an accident can turn your world upside down. You're in pain. You need medical care. You can't work. You're struggling to pay your bills, and you don't have a clue what your rights are. So what do? Call the first law firm that pops up on the internet? Look for the best website? Or say, hey, find me a lawyer. The options are endless, but the answers are simple. Ask around. Read reviews and go with your gut. Great law firms build great reputations. I built D'Agostino & Associates one client at a time by doing the right thing for accident victims just like you. Our clients know my team cares, and we're going to fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So call me today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law, bite back.
You spend your days processing thousands of requests at once, so I get it. Being on all the time is exhausting. Running a business means wearing every hat, but when you're taking client texts at dinner just to keep up, you aren't scaling, you're drowning.
When you're stretched thin, calls get missed, and revenue walks out the door. It's hard to see the bottlenecks until you realize how much growth is slipping away. There has to be a smarter way.
So now is the time to try Quo. Quo is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. So say goodbye to voicemail. Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never lose a lead.
Plus, your team can share one business number for calls and texts. It creates seamless collaboration, so nothing is missed with Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Like I said, it's time to try Quo for free at quo.com/WFAN. That's QUO.com/WFAN to try Quo for free. Quo.com/WFAN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Get breaking sports news here. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
I've been working very hard on this. Very, very hard. So for the last week, I think this goes back to late last week, we were having a discussion about Jet quarterbacks, which is a very common discussion here at WFAN until they bring in a quarterback. And I said, you know what I got to do, Teak? I got to look at every available quarterback in free agency and likely to be available via trade, and I have to rank them. I have to make a big board. And so blood, sweat, tears, pain. It was not fun.
Welcome to hell.
I created a 25-man deep big board
25
of New York Jet quarterbacks. Now, again, here's how the rules are on this. All the free agent quarterbacks along with likely trade candidates. So, for example, Kirk Cousins is not a free agent yet. We think he's going to be released.
Yes.
Kyler Murray is not a free agent yet. He's either going to be released or he's going to be traded. Right? Fair to say?
Yes.
Same thing with Tua. So
Tua Tagovailoa.
So it includes guys who are free agents and includes guys who are likely to be available. Now, the way I'm going to do this, because we got to go real quick. If we spend a minute on each person, it's going to take forever.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you the bottom half. I'm going to rank them from the bottom.
Okay.
The ones I least want, and then we'll unveil a top 10 and have a further discussion.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am. I'm just going to write down the ones that I think I like.
So even if I start with somebody and you're like, really, you're putting that guy dead last? You obviously have every right to say, come on.
I'll just write down the interesting ones.
The interesting ones?
Yes, to me. Only to me.
Number 25.
Same old Jets.
Aaron Rodgers.
Nah.
I mean, I have to put him last.
Nah.
I have to put him last.
Nah.
But you agree I have to put him last?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be on the list.
Well, I have to honor the list.
Yes.
Well, you want me to just take people off the list?
Yes.
Just take them off. All right. Number 25, Aaron Rodgers. Number 24, Joe Flacco. Number 23, Teddy Bridgewater. Number 22, Jimmy Garoppolo. Number 21, Marcus Mariota. Number 20, Russell Wilson. Number 19, Carson Wentz. Number 18, Kirk Cousins. Number 17, Tyler Huntley. Number 16, Trey Lance. Number 15, Daniel Jones. Number 14, Sam Howell. Number 13, Tyrod Taylor. Number 12, Mitchell Trubisky. Number 11, Kenny Pickett. Now our top 10. Number 10, Jacoby Brissett. Number 9, Gardner Minshew. Number 8, Tanner McKee. Number 7, Will Levis. Number 6, Mac Jones. Number 5, Kyler Murray. Number 4, I said, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa.
Damn it. Number 3, Derek Carr. Number 2, Malik Willis. And number 1, Anthony Richardson.
What?
I'm intoxicated.
What?
The tools. I don't know. I think the age, the tools, the potential to get him to a new location, I would put it, that's my list. So what's your thoughts? You seem very disappointed.
I mean,
Do not boo.
I only wrote down 7 of them.
So 7 of the 25 jump out at you?
As interesting. Or potentially viable.
Which of the 7 did you write down? I'm curious where I had them ranked.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I had him at the bottom.
I know.
And by the way, can I clarify something? I like Teddy Bridgewater.
What number did you have him?
I had him at number 23.
All right, 23. So Teddy, Tyler Huntley.
Oh my God!
You had him at 20.
Yeah, he was towards the back.
Trubisky,
Mitchell Trubisky. Okay, a little bit better.
Tanner McKee.
I had at number 8.
Tua,
I had number 4.
Carr, I wrote down, even though he's not coming here.
Well, we don't know that, but number 3.
And then Willis.
Okay, so we're on a similar page. The difference is you're turned off by Anthony Richardson and Kyler Murray.
Here, Anthony Richardson is, we talked about him yesterday, a ridiculous athlete. He is 6'6", 6'5", 250 pounds. He runs a 4.4 40. Dude is unbelievably talented. I don't know if he has the give a you-know-what to be great.
But don't you think
if you don't care to be great or the greatest that you can be, you can't be on my team.
Just to re-clarify for anybody who forgot, Anthony Richardson was the same quarterback that took himself out of a game mid-drive because he got tired.
A game that I was calling. And Andrew Catalan was like, what's happening? Why is he, what's going on? Is he hurt? I don't think he wants to be great. I think he is a good kid who doesn't know what it takes.
Suck.
He doesn't even suck, because there are times where he's amazing. I don't think he either knows how to be great or doesn't have the desire to be great. That bothers me.
Okay.
When you draft kids like that, you are not only setting back that position, but you're setting back anybody in his orbit. And so, because he's the quarterback, there's a lot that he influences. And Indianapolis, you saw it with a competent Daniel Jones, how good they were. Think about what they've wasted the last 2 prior years because they put their faith in Anthony Richardson. I would tread very, very carefully.
Well, I'm treading as carefully as humanly possible because I'm not drafting him.
Okay, what makes you think that your guy is fixing him?
Humbling. I think what can fix him is being humbled and embarrassed.
What if he doesn't care?
Well, then I
don't think he's going to be embarrassed. That's my point. Like he's not that kind of kid that's affected by what you think about.
Then I get rid of him, and then it failed. But I think, and this is where I'll try to find common ground with you. I'll see if I can find common ground with you. Everything you said, I mean, it's a legitimate worry. How could I argue with anything you said about the who cares factor, pulling himself out of a game, and being very skeptical that he will ever give a damn and want to be great? Completely fair. Is it not possible that the humbling that took place and coming to this organization as his last chance could be the moment that he finds it? And more importantly, do you not think he has the potential? Do you not think that the talent that he has could be potentially harnessed into something?
Look, wherever he ends up, because he still has a year left.
Right.
On his contract.
Yeah, he is one of those guys who either will be released or traded, probably for very little. I don't think he's going to be on the Indianapolis Colts next year, hence why he is on an available list like the one I created.
And so could a new start with someone else benefit him? Maybe. But I worry that a guy like Frank Reich, who is not long-term. By the way, he was the coach right before they drafted him.
Correct. He never coached him. So there is no history between them.
Shane Steichen was the coach that drafted him.
Yep.
And I don't think Shane actually wanted to draft him. I think that the owner wanted to draft him because he felt he was a tantalizing project and we could turn him into whatever. And so if Shane Steichen, who gave him every single chance to get out of his own way, doesn't trust him, what makes you think Frank Reich going to trust him?
I don't know if Frank Reich's going to trust him, but he also comes here with much less pressure than being the 5th or 6th overall pick, wherever he was drafted. I know it was at the top. And this is his last chance.
Yeah.
And he does have the talent. You have to admit he's got the talent.
Of course he does. I don't love the idea of him.
But you have to also understand that
this is a fool me once thing.
Yeah, but the Jets' pursuit of a quarterback, and I think you'll notice something with my list. I am very high on what someone can now do for me. The reason Teddy Bridgewater is towards the bottom is not that he isn't a pro, not that he isn't this great veteran who's a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking, before we get to the draft, because I don't know if they're even going to draft a quarterback, I'm looking at the guy I can bring in who's another advanced lottery ticket, someone who maybe Frank Reich can harness and put all together with.
But hold on.
And Malik Willis and Anthony Richardson top that list.
Okay, Malik Willis, definitely.
Thank you.
But let's not pretend that any of these guys that are on this list, there's a couple notwithstanding. One is Tanner McKee, but most of these guys are not going to be your long-term solution. Most of these guys are not going to be your Sam Bradford.
But I'm trying.
I understand that, but you're also putting your faith in it.
No, I'm not.
And so if you are...
Why am I putting my faith in it? I need a quarterback on my roster. I'd rather it be someone with that potential, as limited as it may be in your eyes, than someone who doesn't. Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have the potential, or Kirk Cousins doesn't have the potential to be my quarterback for the next 7 years. If I squint hard enough, I can find a way for Anthony Richardson to be.
I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is only, 34 years old?
30? I know, but he's never been the same since his injury. He's not going to be the guy. But he retired a year and a half ago.
But he could win games, especially in a ball control type offense, which I think Frank Reich will run. Tyler Huntley, he's just a really good athlete. Now, I don't love him, but at least he could win some games for you. We saw this. He made the Pro Bowl, even though the Pro Bowl is fugazi at this point, a couple of years ago when he was filling in for Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Mr. Trubisky, you've seen what he could do to you.
Why? Because he burned Sauce Gardner once?
Yeah. I mean, but that was a good throw.
Yeah.
He comes in for, 4 plays when Josh Allen's hurt, and he throws this perfect 7 route to who I forget who even.
I had Trubisky at 12, so it's not like I buried the guy.
I actually like him.
Okay,
Mr. Trubisky.
I gave him a decent ranking.
Tanner McKee is the most interesting one,
and I put him at 8.
Yes, He could have been higher, but nobody knows enough about him.
Well, but that's part of why. Other than Derek Carr, who I admit is on the older side, and I've explained my view on Carr, that I think he can be not a top 5 quarterback, but he could be in that top 12 to 15 range for the next 4 years if healthy. That's why he's my exception to the young guy who, hey, give him another opportunity, he could put it all together. But Anthony Richardson has all the talent. Malik Willis needs an opportunity.
Yep.
Kyler Murray probably needs a change of scenery. Tua needs a change of scenery.
He does, but it's a no for me on him.
No, completely?
Yeah, because of the health issue.
But again, think about the circumstances we're building.
Yeah.
I don't believe the Jets have to give up a lot for any of these guys, nor do they have to give massive contracts to any of these guys.
I agree.
So if it fails, we move on.
But if you fail, then your coaching staff is likely moving on too.
But I'm not, and I'm a Jet fan making this list.
You're rebuilding all over again.
Well, but again, you're looking at the wrong perspective. No offense to Aaron Glenn. No offense to Darren Muji.
Yeah, that's not your problem.
That's not my problem. My problem as a Jet fan is who can potentially, as limited as the possibilities are, not only help me this year, but actually turn into the guy.
Right.
And that's what dominates my list.
Right. And so to me, there's 2 guys, Tanner McKee and Malik Willis.
Okay.
Those
so you
are the
like
two
two of my top 10 guys?
Yes.
I got Malik Willis at 2, and I got Tanner McKee at number 8. What about Will Levis? He's got the arm talent.
Yeah.
He's got size.
He feels like a lughead to me.
Yeah, he does feel like an idiot.
I'm fascinated by one thing in this list, and Tiki just alluded to it. If you're making, because this is the hard thing, and I get about making this list about like availability, viability. If you're making the leap that Tanner McKee is going to be available, that you're willing to include him at 8, how is he not one of your top 2 guys?
Because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't flashed anything.
You haven't seen him at all.
Like all of these other guys, even if it's limited, have flashed something. Like Malik Willis and the opportunity. Even Anthony Richardson, flashed it when he was actually on the field. So I think what keeps a guy like McKee down, because it's a great question, right? What keeps him down a little bit is just, I don't know. And sometimes guys get overhyped. Who's your guy who got traded to Dallas?
Joe Milton. Joe Milton.
I mean,
and he went down there and looked terrible.
Right. We got excited about Joe Milton because of 30 seconds.
Well, we got excited about Joe Milton because of Josh McDaniels.
Right. No, you're right.
And then he goes someplace else with Brian Callahan. No, Brian
Schottenheimer. Shotty.
And it's just like, what?
That's why. That's why. Like the guys who just haven't played, we end up building up more in our mind because we haven't seen them fail. What hurts Anthony Richardson is we've seen a lot of bad. Like everything you bring up about him is absolutely fair.
Right.
It's just the Jets are in a position to take these kinds of risks. Like none of these answers are great. None of these answers should excite you in a way of, all right, let's go buy the jersey. We're in business. It's about taking the risk and, dare I say, hitting on it. And, like, am I confident the Jets are going to hit on anything? No, they're the Jets. But most of my list, 1 through 25, my power rankings, a lot of it is based on the potential, which is how I get to a guy like Richardson at number 1, because despite all the criticisms you have of him, he does have incredible athleticism and a lot of potential, and he's young.
Yeah. But there's just a 1-2 factor that worries me a lot about him.
Be an IFO, who would be number 1 on your list? You heard my top 25 Evan Roberts Jet quarterback power rankings.
So we're talking about a team that we're trying to win games this year? I just want to make that clear. Okay.
That's up to you. I mean, you clearly can see what I'm doing with this list, right?
No, because I know you'll get callers that argue, like, who cares? Sign Mitchell Trubisky, lose games, whatever.
But
Like,
I don't think Mitchell Trubisky's losing games for you.
Fine. I'm just, insert,
I know what you're saying.
Insert veteran here.
Yeah.
It's Malik Willis. Malik Willis, I think, will be the best quarterback available in terms of what you think is long-awaited upside that's finally ready to be tapped into.
I was very conflicted between 2 and 1. I have Willis at number 2. I was very, very conflicted. And I think what just slightly moved me to Richardson is just, it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
It's intoxicating.
No, he can throw the ball 70 yards in the air, in the air.
Yeah. And so there's a part of me
almost effortlessly.
There's a part of me that thinks, and maybe I'm being naive, Tiki, that everything you said about him can change with embarrassment, being humbled, and going to a new organization and knowing but this is it.
Sometimes kids, when they get embarrassed, they shrink.
You're right.
Not all of them, swell up and become greater than. That's what you don't know. It's a big question mark to go into your season.
But Tiki, every single person on this list with potential, not the veterans in the back end, they all have risks. You're going to give Malik Willis, how many millions of dollars a year is based on starting how many games in the NFL?
That's the issue, is that he's going to make more money than some of these other guys.
Or Tanner McKee, you bring up. you may have to give up a high-value draft pick for a guy that's barely played in the league. You don't think that has risk?
Of course.
2 is injury history. You don't think that has risk? Kyler Murray, remember all the stories? He doesn't study hard enough. You don't think that has risks? They all have risks.
This is why it's so complicated and a crappy situation for the Jets to be in.
It's not ideal. Now, let's get to some of your calls. I apologize. I know this guy hasn't waited as long, and usually I want to make people wait before we go to you. Not make people wait, but we try to be fair about waiting long. But Sean wrote down, this guy's headline is Evan's list stinks.
That was a direct quote.
And I feel like before I even go to him, what I'm going to say to this guy is it is easy to say, oh, that list stinks. You do it then. Then you do it. You're such a big shot. My list sucks so much when the truth is Tiki's right. The situation sucks.
Right, does.
Is it me?
The Jets are a sewer.
Is it me or is it the situation?
I also want to say, and I didn't put which one it was, one of the other people online, I've already forgot, also wanted to know if Evan took meth for breakfast this morning.
I mean, is that really?
That was another direct quote.
And what I would say to that person, give me your list then. Big shot.
Well, hopefully you get to them. I forgot which one it was.
I got it right by saying Aaron Rodgers is last. Can we at least agree on that one?
Same old Jets.
Were we good with that?
Definitely.
Okay. All right, Chris and Merrick, since my list stinks, A, tell me why, and B, give me something better. Go.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks, guys, for taking the call.
What's up, dude?
So my one question is, I noticed you're trying to target, younger reclamation projects that have talent or were perceived to have talent at some point.
Yep.
My question is, what makes you think the Jets are situated to be that team that turns around a quarterback who hasn't found success at this point in their career?
So
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yes. It's a great question. And my answer would be, I don't have faith. So I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, yeah, I have faith. But I believe Frank Reich, who is at least a veteran, who has taught before, who I think is respected around the league, gives me more of a puncher's chance than if this was Tanner Engstrand a year ago.
Okay. So based on your list, a few weeks back, I had called and suggested a guy like Kirk Cousins. Now, I know he's not the sexiest name and he's older, but he's like vanilla, right? He's a consistent pocket passer who has tons of experience. Granted, again, not the sexiest name, but he can at least establish potentially a season of stability at worst, right? Assuming he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
The other guys you mentioned, Will Levis, rocket for an arm, but he's got nothing upstairs. I watched his season on Tennessee. At least once a game, you would see his coach mouth to him on the sideline, "What the F are you doing?" Because he would just make terrible decisions on the field.
Right.
Richardson, all the talent in the world, can run as fast as anyone, but he overthrows guys on routine routes every single time.
Yeah, but Chris, think about what you're saying, and maybe I'll convince it to you this way. If we're going to suck, and it is possible Will Levis is the guy, and it is bad, and we got a lot of mouthing of what the bleep are you doing, and Anthony Richardson doesn't care about football, and then the end result is we're so bad, we're picking number one. And that's not me saying we're tanking. They're very different things. Versus the little bun single of Kirk Cousins, which is, we'll win a few games, we're stable, and where's that leading? Like, I'd rather swing for the fences with the unlikely grand slam home run of turning Anthony Richardson into the star he hasn't been, or Malik Willis with the opportunity into the star he hasn't been. I'd rather go for the gusto and the risk being, okay, I guess we suck, we're picking number one, versus the single to left field. The only exception I make is Derek Carr, because I'm just higher on Derek Carr than I am Kirk Cousins, and I think he's young enough where he can quarterback my team for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, Derek Carr, that is, if he wants to, because he's only coming out of retirement if he's going to compete for a championship. He told everybody.
Yes. So that
assumes that makes you assume that he's not going to the Jets.
I know. You keep saying that. You're being a jerk now.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Like, I get it. He may not come here.
If you're Derek Carr, I put question marks on that one when you said it because he's not coming to the Jets.
But I think we could still put it on the list.
I'm not ruling out the Jets yet with Derek Carr because here's the thing: where's he finding a Super Bowl contender to sign him?
I agree. It's almost like he's positioning himself like he's the X factor on somebody's team.
I agree with that.
And I don't think many teams are thinking that right now.
And the one thing we also can't ignore is you're making a big deal out of Derek Carr saying that, and I'm making a big deal out of Derek Carr saying, quote, I love Aaron Glenn and I love Jet fans.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a green shirt.
And I'm wearing a green shirt. Ha, ha, ha.
And my brother David is making innuendo.
Right. So I'm reading a little bit into that. Call me crazy. I will get back to your calls. A lot of people have their own lists or they love my list. Actually, no one at home loves my list. It's more, this is better, that's better. We'll get back to your calls in a minute. 888-808-1019. And Sean will present us a non-controversial Cinco de Lancho coming up in just a few minutes. We are Evan and Tiki until 2 this afternoon and The Carton Show.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Ready to ramp up the excitement, golf fans? BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll take your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire for Michelin's Cross Climate tires, offering a design that delivers an exceptional level of long-lasting performance throughout the tire's lifespan. Plus, Town Fair gives you more free services than anywhere else. For the guaranteed lowest price and your best deal on Michelin Cross Climate tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for New York businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This February at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, love is in the air with our $100,000 Roll into Romance drawing. Be here on Fridays in February from 3 to 7 p.m. when each hour one lucky guest is drawn to roll the dice for a shot at winning up to $5,000. Earn entry starting at 2 p.m. Club members can earn up to 5 times entry multipliers at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee, whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself, because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Offer prices varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
When it comes to luxury driving in the tri-state area, one name stands above the rest. Ray Cattina. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Cattina of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union. 3 premier locations, 1 iconic name. Triple the selection with one of the largest Mercedes-Benz inventories on the East Coast. More convenience with 3 state-of-the-art service centers and more of the legendary Ray Cattina customer service you expect. Experience luxury multiplied by the power of 3. Visit RayCattinaMercedes.com.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at ChefIQ.com. That's ChefIQ.com.
Injured? Don't be a whiner. Call me, Attorney Mark Miner. I'm Mark Miner, and I have over 30 years of experience handling personal injury cases. If you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE. You can trust that the personal injury law firm of Zalman, Schnurman & Minor will treat you with respect and fight for your rights. Don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE for a free consultation. Our goal is to transform your pain into payment. If there is no recovery, there is no fee. We handle all types of accident cases and value the opportunity to help you. The sooner you call, the better. If you are injured, call 1-800-LAW-LINE so we can discuss how to transform your pain into payment. Don't be a whiner. Call Zalman, Schnurman & Minor at 1-800-LAW-LINE.
Zalman, Schnurman & Minor, personal injury attorneys.
Don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE. That's 1-800-LAW-LINE.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Potential upset alert at the men's Olympic hockey tournament. Canada and Czechia are tied at 2 in the 3rd period, but the other big news coming out of this game, Sidney Crosby had his leg bend underneath him and went to the locker room in a lot of pain. So the playoff-bound potential Penguins are on injury alert with Sidney Crosby in this Canadian hockey game.
I feel like he's been playing forever.
He has been. But he also came into the league at such a young age that
he was a baby.
Similar to LeBron. I mean, LeBron is, he's old, but he's also played basketball since, like, the Bush administration.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
LeBron's been 22 years?
Yeah, 22 years. Sidney Crosby came into the league in 2006 as an 18-year-old, so he is only 38 years old.
It feels like forever.
Yeah. LeBron James came into the league in 2004. So not only did LeBron James play in the Bush administration, it was the first term of the Bush administration, which is just unbelievable. We'll get to your Jet calls in a second, 888-808-1019. And Carlos Stanton was disrespected yesterday by a member of the New York media, or at least some view it that way. Tiki will certainly judge. But before we get to all that, it is Cinco time.
Sean Moraes in the booth, somebody hide the queso. Optics, flying phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's Everybody's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Lancho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Let's eat! Cinco de Lancho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. So some of you may be aware, some of you may not. We had devastating news rock the foundation of Long Island just 48 hours ago. The final Hooters is closing down. We are losing Hooters, a piece of cultural
What in
influence.
the world?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now, Long Island. Now, you could probably still go to Hooters in Daytona Beach, but you're losing them at least locally.
I told you the story. Me and Tracy went out to a Green Bay game, and like you go to the game. I called the game was over. Like we're driving back. We're like, where are we gonna go eat? Hooters.
Hooters. It's always
It
there
was
for you.
amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
It's an American institution.
100%.
I've been in my feels about this, and look, in the whole spectrum of supporting local businesses we've been told to do for a long time, we're killing a lot of American establishments. So I'm here to give you what I think are the 5 chain restaurants that are missed or about to be missed greatly locally. All right, here we go.
Number 5.
Pour one out for the Old Country Buffet. Man, $10 a person, eating ham, mashed potatoes, and the world's worst but best tacos. And you don't get that in America anymore, and the pandemic really shuttered those buffets forever, and I for one, am going to miss them. That's how I really got fat.
How are you phrasing this again? Restaurants we will miss or are about to miss?
Or missed locally. Now, it could be ones that are already gone recently or ones that are about to go.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go.
Number 4.
Roy Rogers.
Oh.
Can I give a shout out to Roy Rogers for a second?
Yes, please.
Ahead of its time. You might remember somebody literally got either shot or stabbed over a Popeye's chicken sandwich when that chicken sandwich craze hit, and everybody was in chicken sandwich wars. Heck, Shake Shack's making a great chicken sandwich now. Roy Rogers closed down before the chicken sandwich craze.
Yeah,
they were
right.
Imagine them now; they'd be thriving.
And my understanding of Roy Rogers is that it used to just be on the Jersey Turnpike.
Oh, that Gold Rush chicken.
And
with the
even
fixins.
now, I don't see it on the Jersey Turnpike. Like, it's been disappearing all over the place.
That was a stop to Atlantic City all the time.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Bennigan's. It was the first chain restaurant with a pool table. We miss it greatly. And I think what killed Bennigan's was no more smoking in restaurants because it was meant to smell like smoke. And we lost it.
That's a good call.
Forever.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Hooters. Look, they took a leap of faith when other restaurants said, no, we will not, by instituting curly fries as their main fry on the menu.
Oh, curly fry.
Curly fries.
I thought you were talking about something else.
No, that was their big leap of faith was the curly fries, and I'm going to miss them. Their naked wings, everything. I'm sad about it, man. And then last but not least,
Number 1.
it's really rare that somebody that invents something gets screwed in the end. Like Ben Franklin's always thought of with the electricity, Edison with the light bulb. How about the inventor of the potato skins, TGI Fridays? They've shuttered. That's it. You don't see them, at least locally, anymore. They invented the great Happy Birthday song that many of us resonate from those chain restaurants. And what is America without TGI Fridays? Not an America I choose to live in, I can tell you that.
The one you missed is Friendly's. Friendly's
Well, they're
was...
not extinct. There's one 5 miles from my house.
Yeah, but they're becoming extinct. They're impossible to find.
There's one 5 miles from my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I could Uber Eats one from 3 different locations.
Friendly's are still, I think, because it's basically a diner.
Yeah.
And so
with incredible ice cream.
So maybe in other parts of the country where diners aren't ubiquitous,
right.
They're going away. But in New York and Jersey, it's like it's a diner.
Wow.
Quickly, best ice cream at Friendly's. Best ice cream order.
The one with the head, with the cone head thing.
The Happy Face Sundae?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I thought you were going to go with the Reese's Pieces Sundae.
Oh, that's it. You know what? My bad. It's been so long I've been there, I forgot. Reese's Pieces Sundae was my
I forget
jam.
the menu now.
The Munchie Mania I'd always go to as well.
The honey barbecue super melt, humma.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Now I got to go to Friendly's, dude.
Yeah, a little show outing.
Yeah. I mean, there's one on the way to where I have to go to pick up one of the carpools. Dude, I got to go.
And let's be honest, we've talked about this in past years. Best quesadilla.
Yeah, very good quesadilla. In the country. I'm not allowed to talk about that, but yes.
Better than the best local Mexican restaurants.
Well, I don't know if I go that far. In fact, I'm not co-signing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
I saw a belly.
All right, thank you, Sean. There's your Cinco de Lancho food edition from Sean. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Eric is in Rivervale. Hey, Eric.
Evan Tiki, Sean, what's happening, boys?
All's good, dude.
What's up?
So, Evan, man, I got to tell you, I'm shocked with your list. I mean, I feel like you're way too smart for that list. I was saying to Sean, like, did you get into like a tiki teeny a little too early today? Maybe you got to the gin. I don't know, man.
What's the issue with it? Like, who would be number one on your list? Forget about crapping on Anthony Richardson because I understand the risks of him. I get it. Who would be at the top of your list for Jets quarterbacks that is so much better than anyone I suggested?
It's a great question because it's a really difficult question, and I think. I mean, first and foremost, with Anthony Richardson, to me, it's Justin Fields all over again, just worse because he doesn't want to play football. But that being said, the list for me depends on what we're trying to accomplish, right? Like, if we want to win, Malik Willis has got to be the answer, right? But to me, I talked to you guys about this a couple months ago, like, it was Tiki's idea, right? Like, Kirk Cousins, to me, doesn't sound awful because he could win maybe it's 3-4 games. It's respectable. And it's not a complete joke. Like, Justin Fields is literally on the list of the most hated football players that came out yesterday because he was a complete joke. Like, not only was he talented, right? He's got the legs. He's super talented. He's super athletic.
Yeah,
but he can't throw a football.
But Eric, first of all, I don't understand that list. But basically what he's referring to is using social media as a guide. Right. Justin Fields was one of the most hated athletes in football.
This is based on social media.
Based on social
reaction
media
to this player.
Correct.
To the whole season. How many guys were mentioned in the negative voice?
Now, I'm going to say this as a Jet fan.
And they scrape this by, like, AI?
I think they scrape it based on comments that are made on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok.
Yeah, but I'm
on
saying
all those places.
AI is doing this.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. What I would tell you, though, as a Jet fan, Justin Fields is going to, like, not exist in Jet history. Yeah. We're not going to remember him as someone we hate.
Afterthought.
We're not going to remember him for anything.
No, you're right.
With all due respect, and you could argue that's worse, by the way. You could argue that is far worse.
Oh, no, you're right. Hate is better than indifference.
Yeah, I have indifference towards Justin Fields, so I don't think that's a good barometer. But Eric's question is a really good one, and that's for all of us to determine. What are you looking for? I have made crystal clear what I'm looking for. I want a high reward. Really, there's no risk because it's just a guy you're picking up for a year. But high potential piece at quarterback. Kirk Cousins is not that. I am not interested in let's win a few games and then we'll figure it out next year. I'm not interested in that. I'd rather take a big swing. And so that's the thing Jet fans need to determine. What are you looking for?
Right.
What do you want? If you just want a bridge veteran to win as many games as humanly possible in 1 year and 2027 be damned, then fine, go get Kirk Cousins. I think he's a bridge to nowhere.
Yeah.
That's my problem with him.
That's why he wasn't top on my list. It was more to me. I hear what you're trying to do with your list.
Thank you.
And I just don't agree with the top of the list with Anthony Richardson.
That's fine.
I think Malik Willis, he's fantastic. I just don't think he's going to choose because the Jets. He's free. Derek Carr, again, he's not fantastic because he's 32 years old or whatever. 34? Whatever he is, doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to come to the Jets.
But you understand my thought process.
Yeah, 100%.
My thought process is sound, and I'm consistent that that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a bridge to nowhere.
Right.
And ultimately, that's what Kirk Cousins and Teddy Bridgewater are.
And to me, the bridges that take you someplace are Malik Willis.
Yes.
Tanner McKee.
Yes.
And maybe Mitch Trubisky.
Well, you could argue, too, in Kyler Murray. They're still young.
Yeah.
And they've had more success than the other guys you mentioned.
Yeah. Kyler, I don't know. I think it's going to take. It would take a specific offense and coordinator with him.
If you have a 2,
and that's not how you hired.
No, I agree. If you have a 2 in front of your age, there's still great potential.
100%.
Rich is
100%.
in Park Ridge, New Jersey. Good afternoon, Rich.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
All's good, dude. What's up?
Good.
Well, listen, there's somebody on your list who played to MVP level quarterback who worked with Frank Wright, who I think still has some, energy left in him.
I know. Just say his name.
Carson Wentz.
And he sucks. That's the problem. The problem with Carson Wentz is that I think he sucks. It's true.
It all sucks.
And if you go back and look at what he did years and years ago, he didn't suck. He's one of the main reasons the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl because he was 11-2 and was having an MVP caliber year. But if you look at what he's done since then, he's had some good years, but he has the awful turnover when you're just fearful. Mm-hmm. He's also had a tough time staying healthy, and he's now bounced around the league, and he's not that young anymore. He's 34 years old. So I get the connection. I get why he's on a list like this. I forget what number I had him at, but I just don't think he's any good. That's my issue with Carson Wentz. Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Thank you.
He earned a little more respect for me this year when he was that tough with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Taking shots, but he still stunk.
He just wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then he got inevitably hurt.
Yeah. I just can't trust him. Doesn't do it for me. Mark's calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Mark?
Hey, boys. Thanks for taking my call. First of all, I agree with you, Evan, that the first conversation you need to have, the first question you need to answer is, what are you looking for before you're trying to find a quarterback? Right. Because I think there's whether you're, but I'm not a Jets fan, so that's not the point of my call. Listen, this is a February call. This is kind of an off-season call in terms of WFAN, but it's an all-important one that I believe I'm having with you guys because I kind of look at you guys as the ambassadors. Listen, there's a couple hosts on this on the station who are really just getting a little too ESPN clickbaity, Evan, and Tiki. And I think, Evan, you pointed it out when you were doing your idiots for idioms, whatever. Or no, not your idiots for idioms, your bad takes.
Are you kidding me? Was the name
I
of
won't
the
even
segment.
say his name.
Yeah.
I won't even say his name.
Yes.
And the whole Juan Soto, Aaron Judge thing, and you said, well, I don't even think he believes that.
Yes. Yeah.
We can't have people on WFAN saying stuff that they don't believe. It's not Skip Bayless. It's not ESPN. That's not what we're looking for. We just got rid of somebody who wanted Belichick on the Giants and who wanted Dan Gundy on the Knicks. We don't need headlines.
All right, hold on a second.
We need real conversation.
Now I got to defend my guy.
All right.
Because he's taking shots at my guy,
No biggie.
Tommy Lugano.
Oh, that guy.
Who do you think he was taking
I don't know.
shots
I
at?
forgot about him. We don't see him anymore. He doesn't respond on our text chat. He's still on it.
Yeah. He wants to lurk and see what we're talking about,
That's
but
right.
not respond.
Well, we have the ability to remove him from the text chat. We've chosen not to.
That would be rude. I want him to comment on the reason why we'll never see aliens.
Yeah, he didn't comment on that. He didn't even comment on Sean Morash pointing out in the Ian O'Connor article that John Harbaugh's wife, Ingrid, is a Brooklyn Nets fan.
That was bait. Didn't take it.
Nope.
Let me just say this about Tommy. Yes, I accused him in that one instance of not really believing that. While Tommy has some outlandish opinions, I do believe he mostly thinks what he says. Is he different? Yeah, I think we're all different. I think a lot of people listening right now don't love that I put Anthony Richardson atop my list. It's how I genuinely feel. I can be an idiot for it, and I do believe that Tommy does a great job, and most of the things he says he truly believes in.
No.
So because I took that shot at him last week is not indicative of what he does as a show. In fact, to put Tommy over, I'm already looking for some of the candidates for Are You Kidding Me this week. He hasn't said anything that crazy.
Right. Oh, it's going to be hard. It's
Clean
gonna be
week.
It's going to be hard every week to find an Are You Kidding Me?
And we won't do it.
Right.
We're not going to force the segment. If
Yeah.
there's no crazy opinions that need to be, I don't know, ridiculed or analyzed.
Right, even your Anthony Richardson one, if it clicks and the light switch goes on, he could be great.
Absolutely.
But having met him a couple times and called and seen a couple of his games, I don't know if that's going to happen. If it does, it'd be awesome.
The one kind of frustrating thing about the brand new segment called Are You Kidding Me? Which debuted last week, where we had all these opinions here at WFAN, and we were kind of debating on which one was the dumbest opinion.
And we had a bunch to choose from.
I mean, we did. It was a loaded week last week. So far, there have been, in my estimation, and we have a panel that will help look at it. So far, there really hasn't been any crazy opinions, but we do have a song for the segment.
Do we?
Yeah, and it's not AI. It was handwritten and produced by one of our loyal listeners who has now become like a band member on Evan and Tiki because he also produced and developed the Posted and Toasted song.
Posted and
He's
Toasted.
also on hold.
He's also on hold. Where is he? What's his
Posted
name?
and Toasted.
What's his name?
Pete and Queens.
It's Pete and Queens?
Yes.
Before we play his song, you want to say hello to him?
Yeah, of course.
He was actually calling in about something completely different. Pete and Queens, man, I got to tell you,
What up,
you
Pete?
got some talent, bro. I got to hand it to you.
Well, most would argue that's not the case, but I appreciate it. I'll take it.
Do you mind that we use your songs, or are you like, how do you feel about that?
Oh, no. Of course I don't mind. I wouldn't send them to you if I minded, right?
All right. Well, we appreciate it. I'm going to play your Are You Kidding Me song in a couple of minutes. Go ahead, though. Whatever you want to talk about.
I look forward to hearing what you guys think, and if there's any feedback, always happy to revise as needed. But I will say, in all honesty, it has been really a lot of fun hearing the Posted and Toasted song on the radio. It's been really awesome for my kids to hear the song on the radio.
That's cool.
So it definitely rocks, and I appreciate it and appreciate the opportunity. So you mentioned that there haven't been a lot of crazy takes this week for Are You Kidding Me? And I beg to differ because Sean Morash just forgot a classic restaurant that's gone, which is Sizzler.
Dude, that one was like
That's a good one.
that was pop culture too.
Jeez.
Right, that's a good
Especially in the black community. Take your girl to Sizzler.
Yeah.
I did not grow up in that community.
I know you didn't, but,
Yeah, but you're right, though.
You've heard it.
Of course. Sunrise Mall, Massapequa, Sizzler was popping.
Oh man, I'm with you, Sean, because I kind of even just forgot about it.
I'm trying
until
to
he said it. I hadn't thought about Sizzler.
Sizzler should replace Old Country Buffet, no questions.
No doubt about it.
No questions.
I got to be honest, I never even heard of Old Country Buffet when you brought it up. That's why I was like,
Old
okay.
Country Buffet was amazing.
I'm not saying it was. I'm saying I never heard of it. I don't know if that's a me problem or I wasn't around. I don't know. I just
Ground Round?
Ground Round, yes. I'm well aware.
Ground Round invented the
Sizzler, Ground Round, yeah.
Ground Round was great because I'm older than you guys, so you guys probably weren't even born. But my mom used to take me because you could eat for your weight.
That's amazing.
You're right.
And so me and Rodney were like tiny kids. We were skinny. Like we were fit. We were in good shape. We weren't like malnutrition or anything, but we were just little. And so my mom would go spend like $5 and we'd have this massive meal.
Damn.
It was awesome.
Do you remember Hojo's, Howard Johnson's?
Hojo? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think I went to many of them.
I used to love that place because of Howard Johnson, the Met. It was like, oh, Hojo's.
I'm still confused to this day if they're connected.
I don't think they are.
You know what? When I was a kid, I thought they probably were too.
Whenever my dad would talk about Hojo's, I just assumed it was connected to it.
No, it opened in 1929.
Was he called a Hojo?
Which one?
Howard Johnson.
Yeah, his nickname was Hojo.
Evan just slips in. It opened in 1929.
Well, I looked it up. Well, I'm not making it up.
Where did the Roberts dine when you were a kid? I'd love to know.
TGI Fridays was very
Fridays,
big.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense.
And then we would switch off between, we would go out Sunday nights. Occasionally we would go out. So it was pretty much every Sunday night. It would be Mexican, which was basically for me, and then Japanese food for my sister.
Right.
And then TGI Fridays was the.
Did you play sports growing up?
Yes. Not well.
Okay, it doesn't matter. What did you do after your sporting event?
Went home.
Where did you guys
played
go?
Video games.
Did you guys didn't go out to eat?
Not really.
Sean, where did you go after sporting events? Where did you guys go out to eat?
So when I lived in Massapequa, it was Krish's, this old school ice cream diner place.
Oh, so it's different. It's different.
But no. But you're going to like this one. When I moved, it was 9 times out of 10 Pizza Hut buffet.
Dude.
Red cups.
Nailed it. Every single time. Mom, we going to Pizza Hut today?
Yup.
Mom, we going to Pizza Hut today? And then we get they came up with the deep dish.
Oh, baby.
It's like, what's going on here?
Pizza Hut was tremendous.
Every football, baseball game, Mom, because it was right up the street from our development. Pizza Hut. Loved that place.
I ended up frowning on Pizza Hut as I got older because once I moved to the city, and by the city I mean Queens and Brooklyn. I actually never lived in Manhattan, and I started to experience New York City pizza all the time. It was like, what are we doing? Like what?
Oh no,
Pizza Hut.
No, I remember when I first moved up here from Virginia, got drafted, came up here. I had like actual real pizza.
Yeah. Game changer.
Never again.
Game changer.
Sorry, Mom, never again.
Here is the song. If we do the segment this week, because it means you don't have the song, Sean? I sent it to you.
When did you send it to me?
I sent it to our digital guy. He didn't put it in?
Well, it's not like it's just sitting here in today's rack.
All right, I'll have to find it.
I thought you were about to play it off your phone.
Oh, maybe.
That was the way I interpreted that.
I played the song for you, though, didn't I?
You did, yes.
I will get to it before the show is over.
Right.
I apologize. We'll get to it at some point. But right now, there hasn't been, even your exclusion of the Cinco de Lancho, to me, does not count as an are you kidding me bad opinion.
There's only 2 takes, I think, this week. Number 1, that Anthony Richardson's the best option for the Jets. And number 2, that Derek Jeter's a bad defensive shortstop.
But that's just an opinion. And by the way, I could be on Evan's side if Anthony Richardson started to say, I want to be the best quarterback in the league.
Right.
Well, like Tommy had one last night, and again, real opinion, and I don't think it's bad, but I was thinking about it, was the Giants trading for A.J. Brown. But he prefaced it with, I know
Why is that bad?
It's not. But because people would say, well, that's not going to happen. Right. Which is true, but he's still suggesting something that makes sense, even if it's never going to happen.
Didn't that come from some social media post?
Okay, so A.J. Brown, when he was in high school, I guess was a Giant fan or wore a lot of Giant stuff, so it popped up in his Instagram stories of him in a Giant thing, and it took off on social media.
Got it. Because now the Eagle fans are all like whatever.
They're going to trade A.J. Brown. Like, I am convinced of that. I think, unfortunately, for Giant fans,
it's not going to be in division.
It's not going to be in the division.
He's going back with Vrabel in New England.
You think so?
Yes.
Back to New England.
Man, if that happens, dude. Dude.
Thank you.
I'll even feel for you, Jet fans.
Thank you very much.
And Evan.
Justin's in Jersey. What's up, Justin?
Just want to let you know there's 3 Roy Rogers in New Jersey.
Is it on the Turnpike
where are
or
they?
elsewhere?
No, down in Brick, New Jersey.
Oh, Brooke, yeah.
Down in Pine Beach, New Jersey. And then there's one, I think, in South Jersey.
So they're all
Morristown,
they're
one of those
all down by the shore.
I'm gonna have to go at some point. Like when I do some kind of trip, I gotta on the way stop because it's been so long, man.
Right.
And I remember as a kid, like Roy Rogers was as popular as McDonald's. In fact, all the Roy Rogers that closed turned into Wendy's, which now are closing down. So what are the Wendy's turning into?
Can you imagine if Wendy's goes away?
I can't go away. Too valuable.
Why are we trying to make America healthier? Let's not lose these places.
Come on.
I saw a belly.
If Wendy's goes away, they have to just keep a little pop-up store so it sells Frosty and fries.
They can't. No, and the junior bacon cheeseburger,
Spicy chicken.
No, you can get a junior bacon cheeseburger anywhere.
Not like Wendy's. How dare you say that?
I mean, you can get a bacon cheeseburger anywhere.
Not a junior. The way the square burger with the squirt of mayo.
If you say Wendy's to anybody, what's the first thing they're thinking about?
Spicy chicken sandwich.
JBC.
Frosty?
No, they think the snowman.
They think the Frosty.
Do they?
What do you think when you think Wendy's, people?
JBC.
Frosty.
Spicy chicken.
Frosty.
Spicy chicken.
JBC.
Frosty.
We're 3 different people who have 3 different views on this.
I think most people will say Frosty. Do a poll.
You know what, Tiki?
Tiki wants the Twitter
No,
poll.
I have an idea. I think you make an exception. I think for the first time in years, Tiki tweets. You put out a poll.
Is he going to know his password?
Find your password.
I think it's my brother's name.
Don't give that away.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Don't die. You dumping it?
I dumped it.
No, you don't have to.
You dumped it?
You can't have this.
Let me just
That could
explain.
lead to cyber hacking.
Let me just explain real quick what was dumped without giving the information. Sean didn't dump a curse. Sean dumped that Tiki Barber is trying to figure out his Twitter password to put out a poll about Wendy's and accidentally revealed what he thinks the password is. And so that's why Sean was extra cautious to dump it.
Oh, I'm logged in on this.
You logged in?
While you're there, change your password.
Yeah, change it.
Am I? No, I have to create an account.
Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be a disaster.
Yeah. Well, if you can log on to Twitter, Tiki will tweet for the first time in a decade, and it'll be simply when you think of
How
Wendy's.
do you even log in on these things?
All I know is if later you see a
here
tweet
we
from
go.
Tiki Barber and it's just like butt cheeks, understand it's not Tiki. Don't cancel him.
I mean, Twiggy did reveal a few days ago that he sends out pictures of his you-know-what to his wife. So if someone put that out, like just a random one out, one could assume it's yours based on your history. I'm just saying.
All right. So how about that sizzler?
On that note, when we come back, more of your phone calls, 888-808-1019, but 2 things we have to hit on. Number 1, Jalen Brunson's revealing interview and what we learned and how it may indicate to us a lot about his future. And Carlos Stanton may have had every right to punch a reporter in the face.
What is my username?
Believe it was at Tiki Barber.
Okay. Let me confirm that. I think it's let me see. It is at Tiki Barber. And by the way, Tiki Barber's last tweet was on New Year's Eve. It wasn't even a tweet. You retweeted Big Blue VCR.
Because I used to engage with them a lot. They were awesome.
Okay, your last official tweet was on November 6th, 2024. How about that?
Wow, that's
Coming back with a Wendy's poll.
He's coming out with a Wendy's poll. All right, so we'll get to all that stuff coming up. 888-808-1019. Evan and Tiki here on The Fan.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? The reports of Tony Clark stepping down have immediately been met with questions of what it means for the players with labor strife looming in baseball. But how about the fans? Upheaval means disorganization, both amongst the owners, those who want a cap and floor and those who don't, and now the players. They'll all have different ideas on who should run point, meaning there could be way too many cooks in the kitchen for anything to get done. I'm Chris Mack.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowes.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day Sales Event. Term 27 months to its signed Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
Hey, it's Tiki. Back when I played, creatine was a locker room secret. Players knew, trainers knew, fans didn't. But now the secret's out. Creatine boosts strength, speeds up recovery, and even helps brain health. That's why I take GAT Sports' new Creatine Chews. 5 grams per serving, no sugar, no shaker, no mess. Save 30% off your first bottle at GATSport.com with code TIKI30. That's GAT Sport.com with code TIKI30. GAT Sport Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder. Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees. And when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
So we've done it for the first time in, I guess it's 2 years. Tiki Barber has indeed tweeted. Very simple question. When you think of Wendy's, what's the first menu item you think about? Frosty, spicy chicken sandwich, or junior bacon cheeseburger? And as of right now, it's very early in the voting. It's a two-man race between Frosty and junior bacon cheeseburger. The spicy chicken is taking a beating.
Yes.
And that's okay.
That's probably what I would get.
Me too. But I guess people just don't think of Wendy's when they think of that. Anyhow, we'll get to your calls in a minute. Jalen Brunson did an interview with Vanity Fair, and I did the legwork for everybody. Instead of you having to read that entire article, I read it, and I'll tell you there were three things that jumped out at me. Number one, they revealed the restaurant that him and his wife like to go to and when they like to go, and I thought that was odd. Because I can see Knick fans being like, oh, and I'm not even going to repeat it, though I guess I could because it was in Vanity Fair.
Yeah, where it's in the city?
It's in Westchester.
Oh, in Westchester.
He lives in my neck of the woods.
Right.
And
is it a good restaurant?
I had honestly never heard of it.
So now you're going to go.
I think I may go.
Now
And
you
that's
have
not to see Jalen Brunson because I don't care about Jalen Brunson. It's that, hey, if Jalen goes there, it must be good.
Right.
So that jumped out at me. The other thing was this quote. All right. Brunson speaks carefully as if weighing how candid to be. He mentions the Knicks' uneven road record and laments a lack of sharpness on the margins. Then he pauses, collects his thoughts, and offers what feels like a sobering assessment of that team. Quote, we're very gifted. We're very talented. But we need the little things that help us be better, the intangibles. We got to that point last year where we had it. We don't have that right now.
That's interesting.
It's kind of why I respect Jalen Brunson.
Right.
He's just telling you like it is.
He's keeping it real. And part of that might be, first of all, the new way in which they play, but also the new players that are integrated into everyday Knicks basketball. It's different playing with, 10 guys or 11 guys as opposed to just the 6 or so 7 that there you go again.
This guy's unbelievable.
that Tibbs would play with. And it's true. I mean, it's just a different way of going about preparing for each and every game.
Doesn't mean they can't get there. He's just telling you right now, as I do this interview with Vanity Fair in February, we're not there yet. Then the other one, this is the big one. Jalen Brunson's $113 million discount provided the Knicks with precious cap flexibility. But come 2028, he'll be eligible for a 5-year, $417 million deal.
Wow.
He will be 32 entering that season, an age when smaller guards often show signs of decline. But Brunson is hopeful the Knicks will reward his team-friendly extension. Quote, obviously, we'd love for them to do right by me. I think anyone would. I feel like I sacrificed.
480?
Yeah.
I want dollars.
That's a lot of dollars.
That's at 32 for a small point guard.
5-year, 480.
Dude, he's done. They're not going to give him that. Are you kidding me?
Do you need to give him $96 million a year?
But his point is so well taken.
Right, of course it is.
He's not wrong because he didn't say I'm worth every penny.
Right.
Give me the money, bitches. He said, obviously, we'd love for them to do right by me.
Yeah.
I think anyone would. I feel like I sacrificed. That's tough to argue, even though that's an absurd amount of money for a 32-year-old smallish point guard.
It is. But you know this is happening at some point. There's
Yes.
going to be a $100 million a year player in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to, that's when we're really going to feel disconnected from NBA players. We're already feel that way, but $96 million a year?
That's the super max that he would be eligible for. And Jalen Brunson is telling you, he's telling everybody,
I want something close to that.
You better do right by me. And I kind of see where he's coming from because he did give up money. He gave up $13 million to give the Knicks the right flexibility. And what he's saying is, hey, and by the way, he ain't an idiot. There's a reason he did that.
Right.
Because he knew about this in 2028. But I wonder if Leon Rose is the cold-blooded killer that we think he is.
Mm-hmm.
Is he really going to give him that contract?
5 years at 32, so he's playing at he's 37 at $96 million.
And he's a small guard.
Man.
Yeah.
He's going to ask for it, that's for sure.
Of course he has every right to.
Because that's the value that his contract has awarded him, and his production has awarded him, and his import to the team has awarded him. But is he that same player at 34 years old?
I am going to save you the trouble, Sean. And I want to make this very clear. This is not me being a jerk. This is actually self-deprecation. This is self-deprecation. You know that in 2028, 2029, what team Jalen Brunson will be playing for.
Nobody roots for the Nets.
No.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Oh, yeah. Because they're desperate enough to be like, you know what? You know what would really be amazing?
Right.
Slag nut Nets.
If we just give Jalen Brunson whatever he wants.
The Nets still in the league.
And I'm not saying that to taunt. I'm saying it as, oh, my God, this would suck. But
Would it suck?
Yeah.
Would he make the team a contender?
32 years old. Come on. What are we doing here?
I mean.
Now, don't make me a bad guy. He's a great player, king of New York, all that stuff that we've talked about. At 32 years old, making that kind of money,
What if he wins back-to-back championships?
For who?
The Knicks.
Yeah, that'll make the Nets signing even worse.
That'll make the Knicks give him the money.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Really?
Or they could say we've won, we don't need to.
We did it. Right.
It would make the team as dumb as the Nets desperate. Whatever. This isn't about the Nets. My point is, that's a lot of money. I'm not sure the Knicks are giving it to him.
He's not retiring at 32, so he's getting some amount of money somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. You just hit on it. Is it going to be Leon? Is Leon Rose giving him that money? I mean, it's a double-edged sword because it's stupid to give him that money, but it's also stupid to say goodbye to him.
But it was also stupid of him to take discounted money when he didn't have to on this last contract.
Well, he wanted to
Don't call him stupid.
He wanted,
that wasn't stupid.
He wanted to keep the team viable.
In the prime of his career.
No, but my point is, if we're looking at it from if you're a team, why would you ever pay him that much money? Well, from the standpoint of him, then this is why you don't give a team a discount in that spot.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to take care of you when they don't think you're no longer worth it.
Have the Knicks spent exorbitantly since in this current era?
They've spent as much as functionally possible without facing the restrictions of the new CBA. This is not baseball where you can just spend $1 billion and there's no harm, no foul. Obviously, with the different aprons in the CBA, you want to be responsible because it hurts you. So the Knicks are spending. They are doing everything they can to win with reason, not because Dolan is cheap, but within reason because you want to treat these aprons, in a way that doesn't affect you.
Right.
So they're trying. And it's a fascinating comment. It was almost like, I took care of you.
Because currently,
you better take care of me.
Pat's their highest paid player.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever he's making, 50-something.
Yeah. Till Jalen makes 90 in 2028.
Can you imagine?
JR in Somerville. What's up, JR?
Yeah, not much. I didn't want to call about Brunson, but
to me, you cannot sign this guy to a deal. Nobody in the NBA is going to sign him to a supermax. Well, they can't really if he's moved.
Right. It's only the Knicks that could offer that. Yes.
Correct. And the key to that deal is that he doesn't sign for a dollar amount on that type of deal. He actually signs for a percentage of the cap. That deal is 35% of the salary cap in 2028 and going forward. So no team's going to sign that. The Knicks shouldn't sign that with him. And as far as I'm concerned, he's on the trading block the minute the season ends. All right. So
the minute this season ends, or the minute
coming out with that article and backing up what I'm saying.
What season? This season?
No, after this season, if they lose without winning a championship, you cannot. Yeah, but I call about that all the time. I don't want to talk about that completely. Yeah, because Evan's biases are driving me crazy today. The Anthony Richardson thing is ridiculous because the guy, he had the greatest combine of every quarterback ever, and he was drafted fourth. It doesn't mean that you go and get that guy and he has a high ceiling. He's only had 850 dropbacks since high school. He's been good on no levels. He was bad in college. He's obviously horrible in the NFL. I hope the Jets listen to Evan so they can develop Richardson, and then he goes to another team and becomes good. So that's the first thing. The second thing is with the Mets, and the conversation is totally WFAN driven. The beat writers are saying nothing about the locker room. Every time we talk about the Mets locker room, it's because people like Craig says he has sources, or Salicott has sources that there's something going on in the locker room, and it turns out either to be not true, or, once again, we're using biases. We're using their positions. Maybe they're SNY adjacent and they're talking to somebody. We're giving them credibility. But the challenge is that nobody who's reporting on it is a journalist.
That part's not true, because that Mike Puma didn't write numerous articles about the Met locker room. That didn't happen? I'm making this up.
Yeah, but the conversation was started with stuff because of content creators, okay? Maybe Puma says a couple things here and there, but it was nothing damning. It wasn't, the politics are breaking up the locker room or something stupid like that.
I agree that nothing's been damning, but what you can't do is put the talk around the locker room on this station when it's been reported. As much as I don't think it's a big deal. I work at this radio station. I have downgraded this discussion since 2023. I've said it to Tiki. It's stupid.
Right.
We always look for things when teams stink. We do it constantly. And when teams are good, we don't look for it, so everything's fine. But to put that on either Sal or Craig isn't really fair. Mike Puma wrote a whole story about it.
Yeah.
Disha Tozar wrote a whole story about it. And my takeaway was there's nothing here. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But you can't say it was just created by this place. It wasn't. And Mike doesn't work here anymore. Even though he's an FAN legend, he's the one who said politics for the first time. It wasn't anybody else. And we all respect Mike, but, you you don't work here. Even though I play some of his drops every once in a while. So I don't think that's fair. Well, you had something to say, Sean?
I would just say, I would caution JR and other people. I think we have a lot of really good reporters and journalists in town, but reporting has changed. It is not the same as it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago. I don't believe that every reporter reports every little thing they know at all times.
That's true.
They hold back to protect certain sources for other things. It's not the same. And that's why you see more content creators, we'll call them, quote unquote, who have more of the bombshell damning stuff because they're not necessarily.
Right. They're not tied in to the team as closely or intimately as the beat reporter.
And Mendoza said, we had a locker room that was too corporate. Those are his words. Right. That was him. That wasn't anyone creating it. So the Mets have acknowledged to a degree something in that room. But I've said for years that, not that it doesn't exist, because I'm not whistling by the graveyard, but that it's overrated. And I'll stand by that. It's overrated. You have to perform. And I can bore you with all the examples in New York history, whether it's the Bronx Zoo Yankees or the 86 Mets. Don't give me this crap. They all loved each other and played Kumbaya on the banjo, because that didn't happen. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Whistling by the graveyard.
Is that right? Kumbaya on the banjo. It doesn't get played enough anymore.
Thank you very much. I don't even know if that's accurate.
Is that an idiom?
Kumbaya on the banjo?
Yeah.
Well, do you not play it on the banjo?
Isn't it a song? Kumbaya.
But isn't everything played on a banjo as a song? Don't you have to have background music?
Bing, 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 bing,
Yes.
bing.
There's still a vocalist roasting a marshmallow s'more.
Kumbaya can be played on the banjo in a simple folk-style arrangement, often featuring in old-time jams.
There you go.
It is well suited for beginner 5-string banjo.
I stand corrected then.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Giancarlo Stanton, does he have every right to be pissed off at the line of questioning from a Yankee beat writer? We'll get to that coming up, plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019. It is Evan and Tiki. We're with you until 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Carton Show coming up then.
And this portion of the program was sponsored by IHateMyEnergyBill.com. Are you sick of insane utility bills? Go to IHateMyEnergyBill.com to find out if your home qualifies for solar with zero out-of-pocket costs. See your bills dwindle with solar panels and get your free savings report today at IHateMyEnergyBill.com.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books in Westwood One Sports. Desperation time for USC as they host Illinois, and I think Eric Musselman's squad is a live dog. They're on the bubble right now. This is the kind of win they need to bolster their chances of getting to the big dance. The Illini have been shaky, and this West Coast trip has proven to be a dangerous one for the rest of the Big Ten. USC has rest advantage on their side, and if Chad Baker-Mazzaro returns from a 2-game injury, it's a massive boost. USC is getting nearly double digits. I'll take the points with the Trojans. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
Hey Todd, how many portraits of presidents will it be to lease a sparkling new Jeep Grand Cherokee from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone. Everyone is given White House treatment during Ramsey's President's Day sales event, and that means amazing deals on all Jeep and Ram trucks.
Only $299 for 39 months for a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4.
Or $269 for 39 months to lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Sport S 4x4.
I cannot tell a lie. With lease offers this good, I'm ready to start my own presidential motorcade.
The President's Day sales event, happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
$29.95 down payment plus tax, title, registration, and fees. Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number S8749301. MSRP $47,325. VIN number TW224875. MSRP $49.90. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit expires 3/2/26.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for a vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
It's Chuck Devine with snowcountry.com. Prioritize your self-care and switch to Cricket for unlimited plans starting at $35 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket. We've had a tremendous run of ski days, so a little bit of wet weather was bound to happen. It's certainly not going to do much to affect the deep snow cover at the ski trails. Even if you see some melting in the neighborhood, the ski resorts are going to have 2 to 5 feet of well-packed snow on their trails. High temperatures go above freezing for much of the week. That can keep snow on the softer side for Shawnee and Camelback in the Poconos, Mountain Creek, New Jersey, and Mount Peter in southern New York. All those spots at or near 100% skiing, riding, and tubing day and night. Ski Sundown, Connecticut with the Vertical Challenge Saturday, a free fun race with lots of great prizes. Southington with cardboard box races on Saturday. In Vermont, Stratton, Killington, Pico, and Smuggler's Notch got more fresh snow Tuesday and Wednesday. They're all on pack powder on every trail.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
Boomer here. If you love cooking as much as I do, you got to listen up. The Chef IQ Mini Oven is your all-in-one kitchen hero. It bakes, broils, air fries, dehydrates, slow cooks, toasts, and more. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a color touchscreen, a soft closed door. It even syncs with the Chef IQ app, and pair it with the IQ Sense thermometer for perfect USDA-safe temps every single time you cook. So why not grab yours right now at chefiq.com. Use my name, code word BOOMER, to save 30% at checkout.
With Grubhub, there's no fees on restaurant orders over $50. You eat the food, Grubhub will eat the fees.
Wait, Grubhub is going to eat the fees?
Wait, like the receipts? It's a metaphor. No delivery fees, no service fees. Only on Grubhub.
Grubhub will eat the fees.
Details at grubhub.com.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling. There's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
It's Dunkin's World and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan where you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
If there is any part of the show you may have missed, even if you were in an office meeting or you couldn't skip 5th period science class and you want to hear something that Tiki Barber said,
And this Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ Precision Cooking, Effortless Results, ChefIQ.com. Upset watch is over. Team Canada in the U.S. men's hockey tournament, despite losing Sidney Crosby to a lower body injury, did prevail in overtime over Czechia with a Mitch Marner goal in overtime. They are on track still to meet the U.S. on Sunday in gold. If the U.S. can continue to take care of their own business, they play at 3:10 versus Sweden this afternoon. Also this evening, 17th ranked St. John's is back on the floor as they travel to Marquette for a later 9 p.m. tip on TNT.
I'm very curious because you, Tiki Barber, have answered many questions from the media over the years, some of which have been friendly questions, some of which are straightforward, and some have probably been douchey.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play you an exchange between Bob Klapisch, who I think is a great reporter, even though some people around here don't like him. Big Mac told me a whole story that Bob Klapisch wouldn't go on with Steve Summers, or said he would, then he missed him twice. I don't know. I can't confirm that. But Big Mac doesn't like Bob Klapisch. Right. I think Bob Klapisch is really good at what he does, to be quite frank with you. But this exchange, I don't know. And I'm curious your perspective on it. So
let's hear it.
Here is clip one of Bob Klapisch asking questions to Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo, we were just asking Aaron about your health over the course of the season. If you manage yourself correctly and perfectly, really disciplined about it, and he uses you correctly, is it realistic that you could go an entire season without being on the injured list?
That's always the goal.
All right. Fair. I mean, okay. How about the second question? Follow up.
Achievable. I mean, do you think you can get there? Is it this year, maybe?
Every year and every time that I'm healthy, the goal is to always be healthy. So life is life, but yeah, that's the goal.
Did you get the impression he was almost like
he was annoyed?
Well,
yeah, yeah.
Can you actually stay healthy, you bum? That's basically what it sounded like.
Yeah, but it's also, it's not douchey because you're just using facts.
I agree. It wasn't inaccurate. Like, Bob is right.
It was just very straightforward and in your face.
And can you actually manage to do this?
Yeah, it's a different way to ask it. I think a better way to ask it would be, Giancarlo, obviously, you have an injury history here. We know your importance to the lineup. You look like you're a little slimmer coming into camp here.
Yeah.
Have you changed anything about your approach in the hopes that this could be the year you stay healthy?
That's right, John. That's how you ask it. That's how you make it disarming instead of saying you're great, but you can't stay healthy.
I think I would almost, and I don't know if anyone did this to you, if a reporter said, hey, Teak, you think you could actually hold on to the football this season? Like, that's basically the question. Now, I don't know how you would have taken that. Maybe you would have been like, all right. No. How would you have taken that? Especially someone like me, like this scrawny, redheaded, non-athletic douche comes up to you and says, not that Bob Klapisch is that. I'm that. And I say, hey, Dick, you going to hold on to the football this year?
Well, Thomas George actually did that to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was because at training camp in Albany, I didn't nap. I would just hang out with the fans. Then I'd go sit in the lunchroom, have lunch, hang out with the media because they would eat after us. And Thomas George came and sat down with me one day and was like, hey, Teak, I got a question for you. And it wasn't public. It was just me and him. And he was like, you got a fumbling problem. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? But it wasn't like he was saying you have an injury problem.
Right.
And I was aware of it. In my mind, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't have a fumbling problem. And then he proceeded to go through all this list of stats, which are plain. You had 9 fumbles this year. You had 7 that year. You had blah, 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 and XYZ. And I was like, you're kind of right. It actually forced me to want to fix it. And so because I wasn't on the defensive, it was kind of like we were just having a conversation. It felt like it was constructive.
Right. This was
confrontational.
It was.
In a way. And so I can see why Giancarlo was annoyed by it. So he clearly sounded annoyed by it.
And I think he should be because and again, Bob's right.
Of course he is.
No one is disputing that Giancarlo Stanton has not been a healthy player. It was almost just like, hey, can you actually do it? And just to put that in perspective, so Giancarlo spent 8 seasons in Miami with the Marlins. Mm-hmm. This is actually about to be his 9th season with the Yankees.
Wow.
8 years with the Marlins, 8 years with the Yankees. Now, he's played more games with the Marlins by about 240 because of the health.
Right.
And the pandemic, which I'll throw in there.
Right.
So there's a great difference between it. But I want to ask you to guess, because I did look it up. This is about to be his 9th season. He's spent 8 years with the New York Yankees. Mm-hmm. How many of those 8 seasons did Giancarlo Stanton not go on the IL or DL?
1?
1 season. Sean, you have a guess? 8 years with the New York Yankees. This is his 9th. And how many of the 8 seasons has Giancarlo Stanton not gone on the IL or, as it was previously known, the DL?
0.
You're going with 0. Tiki nailed it. 1 year. And here's the crazy part. The year he never went on the IL, 2018, his first year here.
Wow. That's what I was going to guess. It was right after he left.
No, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it because 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7 straight years he has spent some time on the injured list.
Right, and some of them, one of them in particular, he kind of put himself on the IL a couple years ago, and because I remember that was the year we first did the Cadillac Club, and we had Boone. It was a Subway Series, and we asked him about it, and Boone was like, "Yeah, I kind of, he felt something. He said I'm going to be back at this point," and then that's when he was back. So it was like he knew his body, like he knew what was wrong and knew how to handle it. So I think what's happened over the years that he's been with the Yankees is that he's gotten smart on how to manage himself.
Yes, and I think that's even what happened last year. So last year he played 77 games, but if you remember, he missed a big chunk of time early and then pretty much was healthy.
Right.
Like, for the most part, was healthy, and it's because the Yankees managed him correctly. But I'm looking at his Yankee tenure. It is kind of remarkable. He plays 158 games in 2018, his first year here. Yep. In 2019, he plays 18 games, which is insanity. In 2020, he plays 23 games. In fairness, a 60-game season. Right. But still, that's missing half the year.
Right.
2021 was his healthiest year since, 139 games. Then it's 110, 101, 114, and 77 a year ago. So there's just no denying he has not been a healthy player, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it's kind of what you intimated last year when you talked about how they should use Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Don't think of him as an everyday player.
That's what you have to do. And I know he makes a lot of money. I get all that.
That just is what it is.
It's a sunk cost.
Right.
Like, if you DFA him, which I remember a lot of Yankee fans saying over the years, you're literally just paying the money and getting nothing.
Yeah.
If you play him but use him properly, sure, he may not be worth the $19 million a year you're paying him, but he can still be productive. So I think what you have to do with Stanton is just sit him twice a week. Now, it's up to Aaron Boone when you sit him, how you sit him, the moments you sit him, and I'm sure we'll debate that all season long. But you really need to play the long game with him because he's valuable, but he's injury prone.
It's a long-ass season.
So,
he's the exception. He's the exception. Don't worry about 162 because he's that good in October.
I agree.
And has a special place in Evan Tiki show history, of course.
Who, Giancarlo Stanton?
Of course. First ever show bit we ran was around Giancarlo Stanton.
What's it?
Oh, yeah.
Very first day we were all on the air together.
Yeah, so Stanton ran awkwardly, I think, from second base, and it was really slow.
On that Sunday before we came on Monday.
And we timed Sean to see if he was faster than Giancarlo Stanton.
Sent me down to a local park in Manhattan.
Yes. How'd you do?
I think Giancarlo still beat me. I think definitely.
Wow.
Did he really?
You narp.
Yeah, that's the narpiest thing ever. I wouldn't even try because you know how it would have gone for me.
No doubt.
Let's go to Andrew in Eastchester. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, guys. I give Stanton props for not throttling Clappish. I mean, Clappish, he's not some up-and-coming, writer trying to make a name for himself. He's been doing this forever. He should know better. It's a known issue. He could have tried to ask Stanton about his health in an infinite number of ways that would have been better than how he actually phrased it. And yeah, it was incredibly douchey.
Yeah, and the way that he asked, he basically didn't talk about it because of how he asked.
He really, Giancarlo was mad.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question because I give G credit. I call him G because, Boone calls him that, so why can't I? I give G a lot of credit. He's had a very tough time as a Yankee. We just went through his injury history. He's gotten booed. Sean booed him on opening day. He has handled everything with such class. Everything.
Right. This was opening day 9 years ago.
Yeah. His first game at Yankee Stadium. And I think that's another example of Giancarlo being like, you know what? I'm going to take the high road. I'm just going to answer you very abruptly.
I was going to say, that's what he always does.
Yeah.
He just takes the high road. He's not going to ruffle feathers. He's not going to get upset because you're maligning him in some way. He's just going to answer the question and be the consummate professional.
He is.
And it's why you need and want guys like that on your team.
Hey, Sean, if Giancarlo Stanton goes to the Hall of Fame, should he wear a Yankee hat or a Marlins hat?
Yankees.
Are you serious?
He's going to play more years with the Yankees.
I was just messing around. Like, you're serious?
Am I here? Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh, okay.
That's where most of his career will have been spent.
Real quick, Tiki.
Where did he have more success?
He made a World Series with the Yankees.
I mean,
we likely will make another.
Statistical success or what he just said?
He did win an ALCS MVP, though, with the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh, he's been an incredibly clutch player. With the Florida Marlins, 8 years, a WAR of 35.9. With the Yankees, 8 years, a WAR of 11.
Listen, nobody's doubting.
I know. Why did I use WAR? You know why I used WAR? Because this is so hilarious.
Look, I understand.
If I used home runs, it's a little bit more comparable.
It's a flawed stat.
No, I know. Because he played the outfield back then.
Right. And there's no doubt his early portion of his career when he's hitting, 50-plus home runs. Like, I get all that with the Marlins.
Right.
But think about it. He's not done after this year. He's going to have spent more years with the Yankees, and you're remembered for the October moments.
I'll meet you in the middle on this. I think if they win the World Series, I'll make the exception with you. I think if he doesn't, despite not being in the playoffs with the Marlins, I'd give him the Marlins just because he had so much more individual success.
Well, they took it out of the players' hands, too, right?
They did. Yeah. No.
So
who do you think MLB will say?
That's the thing. And MLB might lean Marlins because do the Marlins even have anybody in the Hall of Fame?
Wearing the Marlins cap?
Yeah.
That's a good question. You're going to have to look that up,
I don't
Sean.
think so. I mean, they've got a lot of guys who played for them that are in the Hall of Fame, like Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, but he ain't wearing a Marlins hat. My guess would be no. Like, I can't think of anybody that would. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anybody, but not really. Like, Miguel Cabrera is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to have a Tiger hat on. He just is. So, because they don't hold on to people. Like, who's a career Marlin?
Right.
Well, Jeff Conine, who wasn't even a career Marlin, but he's Mr. Marlin. Like, they don't really have anybody. So, yeah, maybe it'll be a charity thing. Like you said, we'll give the Marlins something.
Right, just to finally get them on the board.
Get them on the board.
I'm looking. I haven't found anybody
No,
yet.
there's no way. The more I'm thinking about it, I can't imagine anyone that would. Like, again, they had really good players, but never for an extended period of time. Even in the years they won championships, like it was all fleeting. T is calling from Old Bridge. What's up, T?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I root for the Colts, and I like Anthony Richardson, and I get that with the skill set with what its skill set could be, why he's your number one. But a guy that nobody really talks about, and I mean, just to preface, I'm a Giants fan,
That's
but
fine.
in my IFO opinion,
I like it.
I think that they should be going after Garrett Nussmeier, and even before all the senior, I mean, he did perform very well in the Senior Bowl, but prior to this year, like he was the number one pick coming into it. And then he gets the injury, and he plays through it, which, I mean, says a lot about him, I think.
Oh, no, I'm not against Garrett Nussmeier. What I did purposely with this is I'm talking about the veteran that they're going to add. Like, it is absolutely possible, if not likely, that they're going to draft a quarterback. The question is where. The question is who. You bring up Nussmeier as an option. I'm more looking at it is unlikely that whoever they draft is going to play significantly this season. Like, if they draft a quarterback, I think that kid is sitting for a major part of this season. I don't think there's anybody they're drafting other than Mendoza, trade up, that's playing right away.
Well, I mean,
I'd be surprised.
Not to start the season. I agree with you. But if, say, Ty Simpson ends up being the 16th pick by the Jets, and in camp he looks mature, understands everything that Frank Reich is trying to do. It's not overly complicated for him. He executes. And at some point, week 3 or 4, because they don't have another option, or whoever the vet is they bring in isn't good enough, you could see him playing for a majority of the season.
I'm going to teach you something, T. God bless you. Oh, that was a cough. Maybe that's a sneeze. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mnemonic devices.
Yes.
So you are struggling, and I get it, because I do too, to remember the 16th pick. I can see it.
Yeah.
Every time.
I always want to say 18.
I know. I'm going to teach you something right now where you will never forget 16. Because I had to do this too, because I forget draft picks all the time. Like, you would think, it's my favorite team. How could you forget? It's just things are forgettable. So to me, whenever I think of the Jets' second pick, I think of Doc Gooden. And I know he wore number 16. So think of something.
You're a Met fan.
I'm giving you something else.
Oh, you're giving me something else.
Yes, for me it's 16.
Okay.
Y.A. Tittle.
Do you think Tiki thinks of Y.A. Tittle?
No.
Sean Avery.
If you had asked me what number Y.A. Tittle wore, I would not have told you 16.
Okay.
I would not have remembered that.
How about 5 minus you?
What?
5 minus you.
What?
21 minus 5.
That would be negative 16.
I got it.
5 minus 21.
You're right. You're right. Sorry.
I got a mnemonic device. Now, I'm bad at this, but you seem better at this. What if I said to you, without even thinking, the 16th president of the United States of America?
That's 2 before. No, that's Lincoln.
Yes.
Right.
Lincoln, the greatest, the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time. If I say Lincoln.
Now I'll never forget it.
There you go. Done. See?
Thank you, Evan.
No, you're welcome.
Or you could just say sweet. The pick is sweet. Sweet 16.
Yeah.
It's
don't
a
think
movie. It's a college basketball, whatever part of the
I got
tournament.
twins that are going to be 16 next year. Or actually this year.
I'm so glad you said that. So I have a document that I created the day this show started in which I wrote down Tiki's kids' names and Sean's kids' names and then their ages. Just so if I ever want to refer to your kids and I'm going to forget, I have a list in front of me. But it's outdated. So can we go over this real quick?
Go ahead.
AJ. How old is AJ?
23.
See, I have 21. I just got there, too.
Yeah, 23.
Chasen is now 21?
21. About to graduate from Brown.
All right. Ella and Riley were 13-year-old twins. Are they now 15?
They are 15. Soon to be 16.
Brooklyn was 9.
She's now 12.
Wow. 12? That's 3.
Yeah, well, she's a December birthday.
Gotcha. Okay. And Tegan was 7.
She's now 9.
Now 9. Okay.
Soon to be 10.
I got my document updated. All right, Taylor. How old is Taylor now?
Taylor is now 6.
Now 6. And Peyton is how old?
4 now.
4. Perfect. Thank you very much for that.
Thank
I
you.
was waiting for the right moment, and this was the moment. I'm like, okay, I got everything updated.
Thank you, Evan.
No problem. Thank you. Let's go to Robert in Ridge. What's up, Robert?
Hey, Robert.
Oh, I think I have. First of all, thank you for taking the call. And Tiki, I want to thank you for making my football Sundays worthwhile.
I appreciate you.
This whole thing with the salary cap, the problem is that they don't spend the money. To me, the answer is very simple. Instead of giving them the money, you put it in escrow. When they buy a player or pay a player, then you allow them to take that money back, which will force them to use the money as opposed to just taking it and putting it in the bank and collect interest on it.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the biggest challenge for a lot of these major league teams is that they're not making money. And the way to do it is to win championships. And it's why the Dodgers are spending so much money.
But you can't make money by just, being good every year?
You can, but it's hard to be good in Major League Baseball. We know this. And so especially if you're a small market team that's not spending, you're not going to be good. Therefore, you're not going to make money. And so how do you win consistently? You talked about this with Wayne Huizenga with the Marlins. At some point, you realize this is unsustainable, even if you are consistently good. Like, I don't know how much the Yankees make. We know that Steve Cohen, he talked about it. They're not making money because he spends so much money on his payroll every single year. And so unless they win a championship and they get all the dividends that come from being a champion, whether it's sales, ticket sales, merchandise, etc., it's hard to be like positively financed in Major League Baseball. And so I think this is a Major League Baseball problem. I think the league is creating this narrative around a cap, not because they want to hold down player salaries, even though I do think that's part of it. They're accelerating way too fast.
Of course.
But I think it's also the teams are trying to figure out how to be profitable.
Right.
And I don't think it's an easy proposition. In the NFL, it's easy. Not easy, but you know what I mean. But
it's the sport
it's revenue share. It's every team is going to make part of the $100 billion contract that they have with the television side. And so you don't need to have seats full. Therefore, you don't need to be good.
Right.
You just need to have a team. And the values have been skyrocketing. I think the values are skyrocketing for baseball. It's just that the bottom line year to year is not very black. So they need to figure that out. I think it's more of an internal owners thing than it is owners versus players.
Well, it's going to be owners versus players next year.
Hold on. I got Y.A. Tittle wrong. He wore 14.
What are you doing?
See, there you go.
Frank Gifford wore 16.
You try to make it a mnemonic device, and you got it wrong?
Wow.
Well, I mean, it ain't the first or the last time.
And you got ridiculed by your fellow Giant fans who are now going to question, can you host the Giants podcast?
Not only can I host A, I can host 2.
I know, but I would never mess up a retired Mets number. Like, that could not physically happen.
Frank Gifford, dude.
Yeah, and also, Evan, there's 4 of them,
There's more than 4 of them.
Oh, that's
now.
right. They let everybody in now. I forgot.
You can take your shots all you want. The reality is, I wouldn't mess it up, and you did.
The powerhouse New York Mets.
So, I don't know. If you want to go host the Giant podcast, you can, but you got no credibility.
Stop. I have no credibility.
Credibility died today.
You know what? Maybe I'll change the name to the Frank Gifford.
You should. That's really bad, man.
I screwed it up. What do you want from me?
And the fact that you brought it up on your own, it's not like I asked you a trivia question and you got it wrong. You on your own said, hey, Tiki, I got an idea. And I apologize that I didn't catch you, but honestly, I forgot. I don't know.
But how about,
you should know.
How about me for the second time this week admitting I was wrong about something? I'm trying to be better
That's
about
big
this.
of you, Sean.
Thank you.
You know what would be bigger of you? Come in here and grab an Ellen, wear it for the rest of the show.
We're good. We got 7 minutes.
But that's the point. You only have to wear it for 7 minutes. The show's almost over.
As Tiki once said, you don't want to bastardize the L. I'm owning it beforehand.
That's a big L, dude.
Is it?
Frank Gifford?
Well, hold on.
Tiki Barber just said, that's a big L. So what you're going to do now is you're going to come on in here.
Yep.
You're going to grab any L you want and just wear it for the final 10 minutes of the show. We're not penalizing you.
My ankle. I think I broke it.
Get over here. Come on, man. It's not that big of a deal. You're just wearing it.
What a goddamn disgrace.
I agree. I agree. Let's go to Steve in Massapequa. What's up, Steve? Right over here are the L's.
What up, Steve?
Yep.
Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for taking the call. I just wanted to chime in on some of the closed Long Island chain restaurants. I have a good story for you. So I got to take you back to October 19th, 2006. Evan, this is one of the worst days of our sports fandom.
Oh, I know already. Go ahead.
Yep. So also happens to be my 8th grade Halloween dance. I go dressed as my favorite Met, Carlos Beltran. I watched the entire game in the kitchen of the school auditorium. I go to TGI Fridays, which is now closed on Sunrise Highway in Massapequa. I hear the Andy Chavez call by, I believe, Gary Cohen on WFAN at the time. And I get to TGI Fridays. I sit in the lobby where they have the only TV working and watch Carlos Beltran strike out in a Carlos Beltran Halloween costume. And all I can say is I will not miss TGI Fridays and the Shake Shack that is replacing it. I am very much so looking forward to visiting now that it's closed.
Wow, it's a traumatic story.
Yeah.
It's funny that
I wonder if he got trolled. He definitely did.
Absolutely.
Crushed.
It's funny that he
walked out crying.
Why wouldn't he? And he's in the 8th grade.
Don't make fun of him.
What's funny is that same exact TGI Fridays was where I saw Jeter dive into the stands versus Boston.
Why did we need to hear that?
Because he has a Met experience there and have a Yankee. It's the same exact location.
Yeah, but you didn't give a negative Yankee experience. You gave an all-time Yankee experience.
There's not that many negative Yankee experiences.
Really? You choked to the Red Sox with a 3-0 lead.
That was at Applebee's.
Okay. You lost Game 7 in brutal fashion of the Diamondbacks in 2001.
That was at Outback.
The Angels assaulted you in 2002.
That was at IHOP.
The Marlins embarrassed you in 2003.
That was at Cheesecake
The
Factory.
Angels cut your you-know-what's off in 2005.
That was at Olive Garden.
Joe Torre put A-Rod in a locker in 2006. You want me to keep going?
Carrabba's.
You don't have bad moments, my tookus. I mean, come on. It was just not necessary.
What's your favorite restaurant, Sean?
Me? Right now, I'm partial to the Cheesecake Factory, if I'm being honest.
There
And
you
Menus
go.
Deep.
That's because of the cheesecake.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jim in Norwalk. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Is that me?
Yep. What's up, dude?
That is you. What's going on?
Hey, guys, it's Norfolk, Virginia, but never mind that. I'm originally from Neptune, New Jersey.
My bad. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No worries. So thanks for having me on. Roy Rogers, growing up on the Turnpike, loved it, loaded up on pickles. I'm going to school at the University of Maryland. 2022, they put up a sign in the student center, coming soon, Roy Rogers. As of 2022, 2023, there was Roy Rogers at College Park, University of Maryland Student Center. The next time the guys go from Rutgers down to College Park, you have them check it out, see if it's still there. I haven't been on campus since 2023.
We'll have to ask Recco.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Recco. I don't know the next time I'm going to College Park.
Oh, my mom lives right down there, so.
Next time you go?
Yeah, next time I go.
I pass it whenever I go down I-95 and visit my brother-in-law because it's on the way, but I don't know if I have enough motivation to get off.
I'm just loving the idea of Tiki on his way to see his mother popping into the campus to hit up the Roy Rogers fixin' station.
I mean, you got to check it out. You got to see what it's like.
I know.
Can we get some more onions over here?
I do remember it being at a lot of these Jersey rest stops for a very long time. Like
I do too. That's when I think of them.
Yeah, you go to the Vince Lombardi, or you go to the. I'm trying to think of the other people that were honored. Vince Lombardi.
Well, they're on the Parkway as well. The Garden State.
Oh,
Parkway.
are they?
Yeah.
See, I only think of the Turnpike because I know they honor like everybody with their names.
Yeah. John Bon Jovi has one. On
John
the
Bon
Parkway.
Jovi has one.
Yeah.
Should be taken away.
Why?
Because of the Patriot thing.
But he's a Giant fan.
No, he's not.
He's just friends with Robert Kraft.
Then you can't do the intros at the Super Bowl for them. What did he do in 2007 and 2011? I mean, come on, that's not acceptable.
Well, I mean, he was a Giant fan. I know he was.
He's not a Giant fan anymore.
He was.
He was rooting for the Patriots in 07 and 11.
Oh, well, there you go.
he
He's
was
dead
not.
to
Goes
us.
back that far, his Patriot fan.
What?
Yeah. He switched over.
He's dead to me then.
He switched over the early Brady days.
We just whipped out an old-fashioned Tiki. He's dead to me. So if you're keeping track of who's dead to Tiki Barber, it was Saquon Barkley, though I think he's alive again.
Yes.
He rose like the Phoenix, and John Bon Jovi.
Is he dead or is he just living on a prayer? Whoa, we're halfway there.
That was a good one, Sean. I got to give it to you. That was a genuine laugh.
Let's go to Wilson and Roxbury. What's going on, Wilson?
What up, Wilson?
Hey, guys. Hey, real quick before I get to the Giants, real quick. Hey, Teak, man, since you're reminiscing on the past, I want to test your memory. You remember your first car when you were drafted by the Giants when you used to come to my car wash?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, had a Cadillac Escalade, the old one.
That's right.
Because when me and Rondé got drafted, he bought a 4Runner for some reason, a Toyota 4Runner, and then he drove it to Tampa. But I needed to move all my stuff, so I bought a big truck and I drove it to New Jersey. And so I had that thing forever until the wheel. Hold on, Wilson. The wheel came off.
Oh, wow.
Going into the city.
You literally drove it till the wheels came off.
The wheel came off. Wow. And I'm sitting on the loop going into the city off of Route 3?
Yeah.
So you're going in the Lincoln Tunnel?
Yes.
It came off right there.
Oh.
And I was just sitting there on the side of the road. Because I hate people whose cars break down in like congested areas
it's
like
the worst.
that. And I was just sitting there like, how do I get out? My wheel is like...
Was there traffic when it happened?
Yes. There's a ton of traffic, and it was worse because of me.
Oh, my God.
So I'll never forget that car.
I had an incident very similar with my first car where it broke down on the Staten Island Expressway, but there was no traffic. 2 cars would hit me while I couldn't move the car.
What?
And I had to take my cat out of the car and go to the side of the road. Otherwise, I thought we were going to die because cars kept hitting me.
You were like, Freedom!
That was her name, yes.
Come to me.
I said, Freedom, let's go. And we got the hell out of there. Yeah, having your car break down in this city is not fun. If you missed any of the show, you could rewind it on the free Odyssey app. You can download the Evan Tiki podcast. You can check out the entire show on YouTube. Coming up next is the Carton Show. Craig Carton, Big Mac, Chris McMonagle. We are here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Have a wonderful, I forgot what today is. Have a wonderful Wednesday. That's what it is.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Yesterday, Mark Cuban took to social media to suggest the NBA needs to embrace tanking moving forward. Cuban makes a good point that fans today